Hey, welcome back to Steve Reads a Comic. I am Sean. Hello to Steve.
Hey, what's up?
Hello to Rob, who's sipping his coffee.
Hello.
Sip.
Welcome back.
Sippity Sue.
Another episode.
Hey, Sean, do you know who Billie Jean King is?
I've heard the name. Is that like a jazz singer or something?
That's what my first thought was, too.
Was that you that didn't know who Billie Jean King was, Steve?
Yeah, and
I don't either.
Yeah, you and Keith both looked at me with a fucking shameful look. I was like, Jesus, I'm sorry. She was a tennis player. I guess she was really good. I was like, who the fuck knows about tennis?
I pictured like a 1940s black female jazz singer. That's what I picture when I hear Billie Jean King. I don't know why. I do not know tennis players. Get the fuck out of here.
She's the one that beat the male tennis player. It's famous.
Oh, they made a movie about that. I know that.
Yes.
With Stephen Colbert. No, Steve. What's that guy's name?
The guy from Anchorman.
Oh, man, I'm getting turning into Bob.
Steve Carell.
Thank you. One of those Steve C names. They're from the same show.
I'm wearing off on you.
See, I'm just getting old, man. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about things people never tell you. Let's talk about the fact that if I'm reading a comic or reading anything on my iPad, and then I look at something else like the TV or anything, I change my focal point. I go back to my iPad. It takes a second before I can see what's on my iPad. My eyes have to adjust now.
It's like 45. It's like the resolution going in and out, when you have a bad internet service.
Yeah, and it's weird because that didn't used to happen, and now it happens with the regular. Now I have trouble seeing in the dark. And by seeing in the dark, I don't mean I used to be able to see in the dark. I mean looking at my phone. I have to turn the backlight up on my phone higher. I used to be able to just leave it on and it would react to how dark the room was. So if it was a dark room, then the light would go all the way down. I can't see that shit. It's like taunting me. I can see it's lit up, but I can't see what's on the motherfucker. So yeah, watch out for that, everyone.
Dude, I go to bed at 9:00 now, and I'm not even ashamed. I'm just I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm going to bed. You know what else I do too is I'm getting fatter, and shirts are a little bit uncomfortable. Shirts are to the point where they're starting to get uncomfortable. So I just go around shirtless. It was I remember growing up, my dad was like that too. You'd be sitting in a chair with no shirt on. Right. And then my Uncle T was the best, dude. Uncle T, he always had a cigarette and no shirt, dude. And I don't think I ever saw my Uncle T in a shirt ever. He was just always shirtless.
You attended his funeral. You were like, "Who is this guy?"
Right. He's like, "What is this? A suit?" Yeah, but I get it now. I get it. It's yeah.
Dude, that's
hell with
Logan's...
you both. I'll be 50 this year. That started so long ago. Now my back is hurting. This is new.
Oh no.
Dude. I got lower back pain, and it's not while I'm all day I'm fine. I get home, I sit in a chair. As soon as I sit down for 5 minutes, it's oh.
Me and my buddy at work were talking about that same thing today. I have to get up a certain way out of bed. I have to put my hand on the nightstand. If I use my abs just to get up, then I'll hurt my back, So I have to roll over to one side and then push off the nightstand with my left hand. And then I'm okay. And then I pop 2 Tylenol and go to work.
Dude, I've got to get that soundbite of Mr. Incredible going, "Oh, my back." That is Steve. Yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah, back pain's a bitch, man. I don't wish that on anyone.
But yeah, it's getting old it's a thing that's happening.
It's fucking
I
bullshit.
don't like it, dude. So Logan's worst nightmare, I think, is of Steve not wearing a shirt because if we're talking about Steve, when is Steve coming up? When is this or that? Logan will at some point say, "I wish he would stop showing his belly," or something like that, and it cracks me up. He's so grossed out by Steve's belly, and I don't know what happened.
I'll make sure to show my belly now.
Right? Do you come up in a crop top?
I'm just gonna come over your house without a shirt.
Right. No, I think the crop top's better because you get that muffin top effect going on.
I got his number. I'll send him a picture later.
Yeah, do it. It's so funny because like I don't know why. I don't know why that's so scarring for him, but it's hilarious to me that he's.
Well, I understand why. I mean, I look at myself in the mirror. It's scarring. It is.
I'm used to it. I don't see what the big deal is. So it's funny to me that it really disturbs Logan for some reason.
Kristen will always when we're getting ready in the morning and we'll be brushing our teeth and stuff, and she'll just come over and she'll come underneath my flap and just pop it up a couple times. Every morning she'll just be like, ba ba ba. Get it jiggling like Chunk in the Goonies.
Nice.
So yeah, what are you gonna do? You're old. We're old.
I like to eat.
Fat, hairy.
I do too. I just got off the phone with my wife. She's bringing Taco Bell later, so all is good.
My wife is out playing Drag Queen Bingo or something. I don't know.
Drag Queen Bingo.
That sounds fun.
This is the first time Rob's been excited to do the podcast, I think. He's like, nah, I got the podcast tonight, honey. Sorry. It's very important.
She did ask me if I wanted to go.
Very important podcast tonight.
Politely declined.
Plans. Sorry.
Steve's been to a drag queen show with us.
That was Kristen and me and Kristen's one of our first dates.
That was before you got married, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I've only went to one drag show, and it was over 20 years ago. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that was Miss Maud.
Oh yeah. In the basement of a church.
I think that was. Yeah, I think that was Kristen and I's first date. So.
Wow, was it really?
Yeah, I mean, we hung out at houses, but I think like going out, that might have been one of the first.
Oh, that's ballsy.
Yeah.
Chicks love drag shows. That's a brilliant first date. Like that, chicks dig that shit. Maggie loves drag.
We have a picture of us that night, and like the table is just completely full of empty beer cans.
Yeah, that's when I used
to like it is an obscene amount of.
That's when I used to drink a lot.
Cans. Well, that was just me and Kristen. Your beers weren't even in the picture. That was back when my wife used to drink. Back before the children.
Pre-children.
Hey, did you hear Punisher was going to Hulu?
Is that where it's going? I thought that. I didn't hear that. I heard it's leaving Netflix. My assumption. So what Disney has been doing over here, which is different from like Europe. In Europe, like Deadpool 1 and 2 are on Disney Plus over there. And they're in like 4K and everything. I read this like about a month ago. I was furious. Because I'm like, I do put it on, because there's no other way to get Deadpool in Dolby Vision other than the Disney Plus version, apparently, in the UK. So over there, they put all their stuff on Disney Plus. Over here, they use Hulu. That's why they have MODOK on there. That's why they have Hitmonkey on there. They've been putting their slightly older fare on Hulu. So when I read that Netflix was losing all their series, my first thought was, I wonder if this will end up on Hulu. So did you read that from a reliable source? Is it like an official announcement?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So I assume they'll get all the series. Daredevil, Punisher.
That makes sense because Disney owns a big, I think they're the majority owner of Hulu. So
right. And that's where they put it a lot. So you get a lot of Fox stuff on there.
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Oh, you can get the Tick on there, by the way. This is an important note for listener. The Tick, the 1990s animated series, is on Hulu now. Very happy about this. I hadn't been on a streaming service either in a long time or ever. I'm not sure which. But yeah, if you liked that mid to late 90s, the Tick show that would air on Fox on Saturday mornings, it's available on the Hulus.
Yeah, I was watching Daredevil, and they're like, you have till February 28th or something to watch it. I was like, oh, all that shit's going off.
Here's the bummer about that. So Hulu doesn't do, I don't know if they do HDR. I don't know if I've seen anything in there in HDR. So on Netflix, all those series are in Dolby Vision and like Dolby Atmos and 4K. Hulu, they have Deadpool 1 and 2 on Hulu, and they're just in 2K. They don't have HDR. They don't have 4K. Nothing like that. It's a real dumping ground over there. It irks me because if it was going on Disney Plus, I know we'd get the proper versions because everything on Disney Plus has Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. And I know this affects like 0.05% of the people out there, but it affects me, damn it, so it matters. So
yeah, I heard John Barenthal, wanting to play the Punisher again, but he said he'd only play him if they can do him right. So I don't. Yeah. Hopefully,
what does that mean?
Yeah, that just means his right is the same as Sean's right.
That means if they pay him the right amount of money.
It's that, and as long as it's not neutered, I think is more his concern. Is that it's not, it's not been Hawkeye-ified.
That's the context I took out of it.
Well, that might be why they moved all that crap to Hulu, so it's not on. It's going to be interesting to see how violent Moon Knight is,
right?
On Disney Plus. I'm curious
about that.
Yeah, but like I was telling you guys, I didn't know he was that violent until that last series we read. That newer one. Yeah, because all the Moon Knight that I read before that, it wasn't that violent.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I thought you'd be excited about that.
I
didn't know about the HDR though. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
you just
small thing.
We've been taking a hit this last couple months anyway. Sean's getting rid of his Boba Fett characters. I'm throwing away my Matrix stuff. Oh, dude. This came in the mail today. My new Morpheus from the new movie, the new Morpheus.
I can't see it. You're so blurry.
That's fine.
But that came in the mail. I ordered all these new pop characters before I saw the movie. That was a mistake.
You'd always sell them. They'll go up in value, maybe.
Maybe. Who knows?
I was looking at the app. You guys will be happy to know my lowest valued Funko Pop is J.J. Abrams. It's worth $7.
I love it. That's my kind of Funko Pop. It's worth less than what I paid for it. That's great.
Hey, Rob, market. Did I give you a Gumby Funko Pop? Because I can't find it anywhere in this house, and I thought I gave it to you, but you said you only had one Funko Pop for me, so I thought you would remember Gumby. Since
maybe I do.
Okay, so glad
maybe
you liked
did
that
give
gift.
me another one. I don't know.
Right on.
Yeah, and Fox bought Gumby, so that's good. We're gonna get. I think this is what we're gonna get. We're gonna get sexy Gumby since they took away the M&Ms. Since you can't jerk off to the M&Ms anymore, I think we're gonna get sexy Gumby and Pokey. They're gonna you give them tits.
Dude, somebody at work told me he's a Fox guy and he's a Trumper, and he told me about when Ford shut down to make ventilators instead of cars and stuff to help make ventilators. He said they weren't really making ventilators. They were making magic beds where if you get in this bed, it has something to do that it can heal anything or something. So
is this something he believes?
I think so.
Like he said this like he was like passing this on as information, or he was passing this on as listen to this stupid shit.
He definitely believes that because he's told me some bullshit stuff in the past too. How everybody thought.
Did he say that after he watched Boba Fett with the tank?
No, he doesn't watch Boba Fett. But yeah, so he said they're actually making these cure-all beds that he's like, dude, if you lose your arm, they can regenerate your arm. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna go over
How
here.
old is this guy?
He's like 70.
Okay.
70?
He's
older.
Be a white guy, right? He's a white guy.
He's older. I mean, I hope he's right. That'd be great. But I was like, so like, how are they gonna? They're gonna. It's gonna be real expensive, right? Like only the rich are gonna be able to get this, right? And he's like, no, it's gonna be free to everyone. That's when I was like, okay, well, that's not gonna happen ever.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
So this is the people that are voting.
These are our informed voters. Yes.
Right. So,
oh my God.
But I hope he's right, man. That'd be great.
I don't even know what to say about that.
It's just, right? You're so used to hearing stupid, crazy shit. They're just like, okay, I wonder what percentage of the population believes this fucking piece of information.
I don't even care. I'm just so done. It's kind of like I think I texted you the other day. It's like, oh, Trump is in real trouble now. It's like, dude, just don't even flash that headline anymore.
Right.
I don't believe any of that shit.
I do like, that he had the 15 boxes of stuff of classified documents, and it's like, hey, did you want to press any charges at some point? That sounds like criminal activity to me. And they're always like, nah, he's rich and white, so I don't know that it is. Like,
Andy was president, so
right,
I don't think we can charge him.
Ridiculous.
Fucking executive privilege shit. That it's over. You're not president anymore. You don't have executive privilege. They should have fucking fully impeached that dude so he doesn't have Secret Service and or anything. Like, he has paid Secret Service.
There's another guy. I was just putting up chips, and then when a guy was in there to order some breakfast food in one of my stores, and they were telling him the price had gone up, and he's like, "Fucking Biden." I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
I love how the president controls pricing.
Right.
Dude, this is something Maggie's sick of hearing this shit because I just rant, and she's like, "You should organize." I'm like, "Nah," but
we need people like you. Yeah,
we really do need to get past the Trump and Biden shit. Biden fucking sucks. I fucking hate Biden. Right? I prefer him to Trump, but again, it's choosing turds here. Okay, it's a better, less smelly turd basically, and we need to come together as people. And I've been following Dan Price. I've been following him for a while. That CEO out in Seattle who pays his employees really well and takes care of them. And he just posts all these facts about businesses and corporations and, record profits and but everybody's raising their prices anyway, when we were told that prices would only go up if we raise minimum wage, which hasn't happened. However, they've made record profits in the fuel and oil industries, grocery stores. A lot of major corporations have had record profits over the past few years, and they're still just raising prices anyway.
All right.
We have got to do something about that. I don't know what, though.
Right.
But that's a reason to march on the Capitol, though. Not because somebody lied to you about an election, because some orange-faced moron was like, people didn't vote. They've definitely voted for me. I know it. I've never had a 50% approval rating, but I know I'm more popular.
Yeah, well, that guy, when he was saying fucking Biden, I immediately thought, I don't know the guy, but I'm assuming he wasn't one to wear a mask, Right. And I'm like, if we could have, come together as a community and tried to help each other, instead of this giant divide, they're so worried about losing their little fucking giving up one small freedom, that could help the whole community out.
Right.
Like, then we probably wouldn't be in this situation where they're gouging us on prices, because a lot more people would be at work instead of fucking at home with coronavirus. Ugh.
Dude, and that could have been Trump's moment. I know we've talked about this repeatedly, but he could have really brought people together instead of dividing, but that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
He could have been a good president. I mean, he had every opportunity. He's just an egomaniac, and he was never going to be a good president.
He made it about him, and somehow people failed to notice that they elected a narcissist and that he only cares about himself. People are like, no. He represents me. It's like, how?
All he had to do was handle the pandemic properly. He would have got reelected. Easy. Yeah. I mean, he totally effed it up.
And now that's all Biden's fault too. Which, not that Biden's really done anything.
Biden ain't done snot. He has done anything.
Rob censors himself.
I am.
Not. Okay. This is not a safe space.
Not worth a cuss word. No, Aid and I were talking. We listen to NPR sometimes in the morning.
Yeah.
And they had something about one of the Biden administration guys was on, and I think it was about inflation, and they were saying, well, we need competition so that these companies, and Aid and I are like, what are you talking about? This was one of the administration people. And we're like, I told Aiden, I was like, the Obama administration had very competent people in positions, of of his presidency. He had people that really knew what they were doing, and knew what they were talking about. This presidency, it just seems like, I mean, they're not as bad as Trump's administration. Don't get me wrong. but they don't seem as culpable as some of the previous administrations. Like say what you want about the George Bush, second Bush, but he had competent people that knew what they wanted to do and they did it. You know what I mean? Yeah. This administration seems like they have no clue what we won. Oh shit. Now what do we do? It's just and then, like nothing getting done. It's ridiculous.
And then you have Biden playing right into like the Twitter liberals' hands where he's like, oh yeah, if I appoint a Supreme Court nominee, it's going to be a black woman. It's like, why the fuck would you narrow your pool?
Because it wasn't necessary.
Right. It's such a stupid thing to limit yourself to. That it's insane. It's literally, it's horseshoe theory. How extremist beliefs on both sides, as the horseshoe comes around, they get closer and closer together. So basically, as you have another form of racism, because that's if you're literally like, I'm going to hire this person based on their skin color. It's like, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Like we fought a whole war about this. I thought, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. You're going backwards. Don't fall into this stupid leftist liberal trap.
You got to be careful that he didn't have to say it. I'm do it. I mean, I don't care. I think it's great that he's gonna do it. But why announce it? Why just say? Why don't you know what I mean?
I think it's stupid to just say that that's what you're looking for. And again, they can't do that, Steve. They can't say that at your job. Like if I go to apply for your job and they're like, "Sorry, we're only hiring Hispanic people." Like, oh, well, I'll be filing a lawsuit then. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that, you can't do that. That's not how you hire people. That's the whole thing. It's a stupid thing to say. It's bowing to one side. It makes no sense. Now, the actual hiring of a black woman, I have no problem with.
Right.
But to just be like, oh, I'm going to just have this one narrow little pool to draw from. Don't do that. Nobody should do that. Nobody wants that. Nobody reasonable wants that other than the weird idiots on Twitter who want to prove how ethical they are in anonymity, of course. You know what I mean? Like, don't fall for that shit. It's bullshit.
Then they're gonna hire her, and she's like, "Ha! I was Republican the whole time."
You talking about Manchin and Sinema?
Yeah, those
right?
two.
Seriously.
Yeah, Biden has proposed a lot of stuff like that, Build Back Better, and all that stuff. There's a lot of good stuff.
He proposed a lot, just like Pelosi proposing the limitations on people in Congress using the stock market. That's not going to go anywhere.
That's I get it.
Bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit.
But he should say, like,
her husband is a stock market guru.
Biden should say, like, look at all this stuff I'm trying to do. Republicans are shooting this down. He never says shit like that.
To do something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he can do. What can he do at that point? He's got to have. He's got to have.
What were we talking about at the beginning when he first got elected? What did he try and do? He tried to pass this and that. What the first thing we were like was voting rights, dude. Try and get that crap squared away first. Then
didn't push on that at all.
So he tried all his other crap that he wanted to do.
Right.
Got nothing done. And then he went to voter rights like, oh, this is important. It's like bullshit, man. That shit was important. That should have been the first thing you did.
Absolutely.
Because now it's too late. And then all the other stuff you wanted to get past, you can't even get past. It's like, dude, you effed it up.
It's the same thing with Trump. Never going to get passed anyway, man.
Trump, the first Department of Transportation guy he had, he was ready to go. And he's like, we're going to do infrastructure first, roads and all this. Everybody loves that. We're going to go with that. And Trump, they said, no, we're not going to do that. And he was like, promise, this is the first thing we're going to do. He ended up quitting 6-9 months later.
Wait, somebody in Trump's administration
quit? Well,
no way.
But they had it ready to go. And that's another thing about Trump. If he would have done this, he would have got a lot more popularity. You know what I mean? And he
got very popular on his cutting taxes for the rich thing somehow because people are stupid.
Well, that was the first thing that they did.
Yeah, and they really thought that they benefit. It's like, I remember seeing my paycheck and looking at my boss. I was like, Ed, does your check look bigger? Like once it went into effect? No, nobody noticed a fucking difference down here. None of us peons, none of us plebeians down here noticed it. It was all for the rich. And people were like, yeah, stop cutting taxes on the rich. Stop it. Raise taxes on the rich. Stop it.
Well, I think Biden was just trying to go for a proposal that he could get
I think
like
Biden,
infrastructure. Everybody likes roads and
right.
family care. You know,
he does have.
He thought everybody would want that, but they're so divided. Well, they're like,
they kept adding green shit into it. That's why it didn't pass.
And that's the thing too, though, is he has such an oppositional, like more so than ever, it seems like, with the Republican Party, where he could go out there and be like, hey, we're going to do tax breaks for the rich. We're going to do tax breaks for corporations. We're going to get rid of welfare, and we're going to build the wall. And I feel like Republicans would be like, no, we're not doing any of that.
Right.
I don't like your agenda. I just feel like no matter what he decided to do, they weren't going to let it pass through.
That's where we're at in today.
Opposite world.
That's where we reside right now. It's like, say what you want about voting rights, what order you should have done it in, but you ain't gonna get shit past them anyway. Don't even fucking matter.
And that's why
it is a lot tougher now. I will say. I don't know how much that has to do with it.
We need to start over with the government. We need a do over. We need new rules. We need term limits on fucking Congress people. Like we need so many different things changed.
All right, so we're gonna ransack the Capitol building for the right reason this time.
Right,
we just need an overhaul.
We got a better chance of we got authoritarian leader than we do of all that.
Yes, and people lining up for an authoritarian
because
leader too.
All those wackos that wanted to overturn the election, they're running for election officials in these. That's right. You're stewed, man.
That's why we were saying we need Sean to run to get ahead.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
we need
late.
People like him. That's what everybody on our side says. You know, it's like, no, it ain't gonna make a difference. Well, we need the people that are gonna make a difference.
You do a lot of talk about overthrowing the government.
Steve, show your belly, quick.
CIA killed JFK.
Tell Logan to come over here.
I didn't say anything about that. I said we need an overhaul.
JFK said the same thing.
Well, we do. Logan said the CIA is going to have me killed now that I am JFK and I'm going to die for my speech on here, which I would have believed if I hadn't watched people just walk into the Capitol a year ago. Like, people just walked in and just attacked people. They almost murdered cops. Blue Lives Matter people tried to murder cops at the Capitol.
Did you watch that documentary where those two cops went in?
Yes.
Dude, was that not crazy?
I literally saw that scene where they were literally hitting him with a Blue Lives Matter flag. They were beating a police officer with a Blue Lives Matter flag. It was insane. It was out of a movie. If I didn't see it for myself, I wouldn't have believed it. But they were literally beating this police officer with a Blue Lives Matter flag. And only one person was like, oh my God, maybe we shouldn't murder this police officer. Dude. And tried to rescue him.
He was pleading. He said, I have kids. He thought that was the only thing that was going to save him.
Right.
That's just fucking
insane. The halftime show, the Super Bowl halftime show, Dre starts with, I still hate the police. And then a bunch of white conservatives my age are like, best halftime show ever. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, I give up, man. I can't do it anymore. I read a comic and I try and pretend that the world isn't on fire. I'm waiting to get behind Sean when he starts his movement.
I don't even know where to start. Because my issues are with both sides. It's our whole system that's just geared towards keeping people down. And while while this top 1% to 3% gets all the money, including our government officials shouldn't make as much money as they do.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
I mean,
it makes no sense.
As long as you keep having the people that are being pushed down voting for that
voting against themselves too.
For that status quo, then nothing's going to change. I don't know how you get the tide to turn. You got to get through to these people somehow. And after these last couple of years, I don't think that's possible.
Like, Bernie was the man. Like, we have a guy on the inside. We have Bernie Sanders. He's not going to be around for a long time. He's very old. But the Democrats themselves are like, no, we're not letting you be the nominee. You might actually get something done. We don't want that.
Oh, that's what the dude, when he was saying, this medical bed, it's going to be free to stick it to all those people for charging us so much for healthcare and everything.
This guy's talking about healthcare.
Yeah. And I was like, I was like, dude, if you wanted national health care, there was a guy out there you could have voted for. His name was Bernie.
That is the accidentally left wing. There's a whole Reddit or tweet or Twitter account dedicated to accidentally left wing when they start saying things that and they make sense and you're like, yeah, what do you? Yeah,
keep
go
going,
on,
keep going,
go on. It's like it's so weird though because they don't understand that they are literally voting against themselves.
That's what I was saying.
They want.
Yeah. I was like, you're taking this roundabout way of getting there. I was like, it was much easier to just vote for someone who has those same policies.
I love the argument. Well, the stock market will crash on anything.
Who cares?
Dude,
who cares?
You don't own any stocks.
Right.
You numb nuts.
Who cares?
How does that affect you?
And also, here's the thing. Stock market isn't real. It's not backed by anything. It's a chart. That's all it is. It's people moving assets that may or may not exist around. The stock market has crashed many times. People don't see that would actually be a huge benefit because then we could start over. These big businesses, they lose all that capital. And then all of a sudden, there's an opening for the little guy all of a sudden to maybe get some market share. Right? Like, go back to small businesses. But no, they're like, oh no, the stock market. Oh, good. The stock market crashed. That's a good thing. That's never like every time I see stock market news, I'm like, who is this for? Who the fuck is this is for like 3% of people. Like, stop it. Just fucking stop.
What is it? Like 90, the top 3% have 90 something percent of the stock market.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that big until I think you sent it to me a while ago.
And people don't realize it.
Oh my God.
And then there's guys like fucking Biden.
Right.
It's like, meanwhile, these companies are making record profits and they don't have to raise the price.
Well, like Sean said, they don't like socialism until we give it to a corporation to bail their ass out.
Yeah.
Right.
You talk about capitalism. Well, if you didn't work hard, that's on you, buddy.
Dude,
but when a big business needs help, let's bail you out.
Yeah.
That's why, dude, getting these checks, the child tax and all that shit. That's the first time I've seen it where it actually might work, you know? And then you hear people, they got their child tax credit, so they're not at work. That had nothing to do with it, man.
And what kills me about that, though, too, is, again, that's a roundabout way of giving back a pittance.
Yeah.
First of all, because, again, they're not taxing corporations or they're not taxing them at the rate they should be taxed. We're getting fully taxed 20, 25%. Right. We're just getting a little bit of our money back. That's all that is.
Yeah, but it was great. I mean,
no,
that little bit.
I'm just saying, that's good. But and that's just it. People get excited about that, but it's like, wait a minute. Why aren't all these other corporations paying more taxes? We would have this money, and instead they're using Social Security like a slush fund. It's like, no, just charge taxes to these people and then penalize businesses that want to go outside of the U.S. Don't give them incentive. Their incentive is you won't get charged more taxes. There's your incentive. Like get the fuck out of here with your un-American business then. If you need to go outside of here so you can pay somebody pennies instead of a living wage, then we don't need you. You don't get incentivized. We don't need that. Like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it, man. Like, and then people are like, oh, the business, they're fine. Like, these people are building IMAX theaters inside of yachts. I repeat, they built an IMAX theater in a yacht. Now, this is significant because an IMAX theater has certain dimensions that it has to hit to be certified as IMAX. You can't just have a giant screen and some big speakers. No. This thing has to be fucking huge. And this dude had an IMAX certified theater built on a yacht. And people are like, oh, you got to watch out, man. They're defending these people. They're defending these people. I will never have an IMAX theater in my neighborhood, let alone on a yacht I own. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But how do you get people to stop defending those people? Like the poor people to stop defending that?
We need somebody like Trump, but who's actually that can capture those people's attention and give that message. I don't know what it is though, because there's that cognitive dissonance where they look up to a billionaire who's made all his money on their backs, and they're like, he's looking out for me, like a guy who's talking about building a wall who employs illegal immigrants in his hotels, and they're looking up to this guy. So I don't know what the path is. And we had Bernie Sanders, and they were like, social. That's the thing, that fear mongering, the socialism, that just saying that word, which most people don't even know what it means, was enough to scare people away from him.
Yeah, the fear was so intense that people wouldn't even put on a mask to help their community out.
Right.
It's not hard. It's so...
It's really not. Minor inconvenience.
Barely an inconvenience.
Super easy.
But what are you going to do?
Hey, so let's talk about Peacemaker.
Oh, God.
Season finale. Full spoilers, of course. Man, I was so happy with how they wrapped everything up. I have a few minor nitpicks with some story choices, but overall, this is one of the best series I've ever seen, let alone superhero series I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This dwarfs anything Disney has done on Disney Plus with the Marvel, including Loki, including Falcon and Winter Soldier. All those series they
not
pale in
WandaVision,
comparison. WandaVision isn't even like a fucking piece of shit on the shoe of Peacemaker.
Logan, turn his mic off.
Man, but this is a great way to wrap it up, man. It was.
I was hoping to see the scabies helmet.
Right? I was curious about that. So yeah, we got to see the cow. Dude, I love the human torpedo thing. I love that he used Adebayo as a human torpedo to kill that thing. That was so fucking funny, and I was laughing out loud.
I thought half the crew was dead at one point. Like, I didn't know where they were going to go with it. I was like, are they going to keep... Somebody's dying.
I was so glad they didn't kill anybody. So I had two things going on in my mind. I was like, please don't kill Vigilante. I love Vigilante. And two, the other thing was, they're not going to kill Harcourt because that's James Gunn's girlfrine and he wants to keep giving her jobs.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. They've been together for a few years now.
I thought she was a goner.
Oh, no. He'll keep her. She's been an actor for a long time. She's had, small parts here and there. But yeah, that's his girlfriend. So he ain't killing Harcourt. I had no worries about that because I knew that information. I was more concerned about Vigilante. But they still did a good job with everything.
You can't kill Vigilante.
Right? Vigilante's just fucking great. So the moment that I would nitpick is when he told Adebayo that she was his best friend. I was like, that never landed. I've watched and read stuff with James Gunn. He was always talking about the friendship between Peacemaker and Adebayo because he was raised by a white supremacist and she's a black lesbian. How that was the true love story of the show. It's like he didn't write it in a way where it was believable that she was his best friend because she had just betrayed him, and I don't picture them hanging out.
Shut your mouth! Ever. I teared up almost.
See, it wasn't believable.
I thought it was touching.
He didn't stick that one. When he said that to her, I was just like, so the dude who's had your back through thick and thin isn't your best friend. That hurt me a little bit.
Well, that's the ongoing joke with Vigilante, though.
But that was cruel. That was cruel, though.
I didn't tear up, but at the same time, like he's always been annoyed with Vigilante,
He is, but that dude is ride or die till the end. Adebayo planted a fucking diary that was going to get him sent back to prison. Hello? And then she's
Steve, you're Sean's Vigilante.
Right. I immediately thought that.
He just admits that you're his best friend.
Rob,
I feel like I'm your guys' Vigilante.
No, you're like
I like the Browns now, guys. Let's watch the Browns.
No, you're Peacemaker, and you're like, Rob's my best friend. Don't tell Steve.
No, Steve, you're the Vigilante.
But yeah, that scene. I'm with Sean though, because I was like, I can go either way on that. The scene that
I thought it was okay.
I thought the emotional scene was Economist when he was talking about, having no friends and being overweight.
Yeah,
and shit.
That was pretty good. That was pretty solid.
Scene. That was a great scene.
I also liked that Goff started talking to him and like, kind of mirroring, everything Peacemaker stood for and everything. But then Peacemaker ultimately deciding that people need free will despite their own stupidity, which was very on the nose, talking about how people are so stupid they're just going to kill themselves in the name of petty inconveniences.
Right. I was like, oh, it's modern day.
Right. Oh, it's the anti-vaxxers.
Eagly goes up and drops the helmet in the woods.
That was great.
Oh, shit.
But dude, they played the song. They played the theme song for the montage. That was a great action scene.
Yeah, real
everybody's
brutal.
being badass. Yeah,
real brutal scenes. Vigilante had the swords out, just chopping people's limbs off. I was like, yes, he was using the shield very well.
Yeah, dude, he had some great kills with that shield when he like shot it to propel it into somebody's neck or whatever.
That was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
So so that was the last of the nectar he was given to Goff at the end.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a mercy kind of thing.
Yeah. That was a lot of unexpected things in this last episode. Dude, when Economos broke his leg, I just started laughing.
Oh my God. Like, that was so brutal. Like, how did he do that?
I thought he stepped in a bear trap or something. I didn't know what was going on.
It looked horrible.
And then he's crawling. Next thing you know, he's like, they're carrying him out, and he's like, it seems like he's walking fine. I'm like, okay, what happened?
He had a brace on.
Yeah, he had
from the vet truck, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all.
What about the Justice League showing up at the end?
Oh my God, I forgot about that. I was really tired. I watched it when I first woke up, so I can't believe I forgot about that.
Dude.
I didn't. Wow, that was crazy.
I was surprised that they actually had Jason Momoa.
I didn't think they'd show him. I thought they'd be silhouettes. And then you walk by and there's Jason Momoa, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, and I love it. He's like, fuck you guys, you're dickheads. And then he's like, go fuck a fish. And he's like, I hate that rumor. And the Flash is like, but it's not a rumor. And I was like, vindicated everything I've said about Aquaman.
He's like, fuck you guys, you're always late.
Yeah. That was great. I love that they showed up and that, he told Aquaman to go fuck a fish.
Dude,
because I hate Aquaman.
What did he say in the truck at the beginning? He was talking about Aquaman again, but before that he was Green Arrow.
Oh yeah,
I didn't catch what he said there. What was he talking about?
Economist was like, "Oh yeah, Green Arrow does do that." He's like, "That's the only thing though." He said was true,
right?
Except Aquaman, that was true, or something like that. I was like, "Damn, they are just shitting all over Aquaman,"
and rightfully so. Right? And, no offense to Jason Momoa. I love Jason Momoa. He should have been Lobo. But yeah, Aquaman is just one of the dumbest characters in comic books. I would rather watch Matter Eater Lad than fucking Aquaman. God.
Seeing the Justice League there, we're one step closer to Matter Eater Lad. I was like, yes, bring him in. Yeah, but that's cool that Jason Momoa can just laugh at himself. Like, he knows the fucking characters.
Well, he's not Aquaman.
What?
In real life, he's just Jason Momoa.
Yeah, so I know, but that's cool.
It's probably just a gig for him. I can't imagine anybody being like, "Yeah, I'm fucking Aquaman."
Like, dude, would you care if you were making millions of dollars to play Aquaman?
I'd play Aquaman in a heartbeat. I'd play it in perpetuity. Like, if they're paying me, I'm going to be Aquaman. Is there
any role you wouldn't take?
I don't think so.
You could.
I honestly don't think so.
Is there anyone
not
you
for the right amount of money?
Anyone you despise so much that you couldn't do it?
I don't think so. No, I'd work with J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson making a Kathleen Kennedy produced Star Wars movie. I'd be like, here we go, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let me
I'd be all in.
Hold on, let me make sure this check clears and we're good.
Exactly. I can be bought. I'm not even pretending that I have some strong fucking moral compunctions about that.
Well, fuck that. After knowing that, I'm not following you to Capitol Hill now. Fucking
I'm not going to Capitol Hill.
He's just going to sell out,
change
right,
your
Steve?
Ideals on a whim.
He's just going to sell out.
No, that's not my ideals, though. I can still hate a thing.
One lobbyist, and he's already sold it.
You can't tell me that actors. I mean, dude, look at Harrison Ford. Look how much he hated Han Solo, and he still came back and played him 2 more times. So that's what I mean. Actors they're gonna act. They're gonna take roles, even if they hate the character. they're still going to do it. And I don't have a problem with it. I have no issue. I don't think you need to, because as passionate as I am and as vitriolic as I can be about this stuff, at the end of the day, it's shit that doesn't matter. It's entertainment. So yeah, I will go make a shitty Star Wars movie if they tap me to do so. Yeah. Sign me up. But yeah, and then at the same, I would just shit talk it afterwards. I don't care. Like John Boyega shit talked Star Wars like a motherfucker after the third movie came out, man. And that's what people do. And then there's nothing wrong with that to me. It's a job. It's literally just a job. That's why I don't understand all those people that just bombarded that poor girl that played Rose in Last Jedi.
Oh my God,
yes,
dude.
It was a horrible character, but she is a person who took a job. You know what I mean? Like, and who's turning down a Star Wars role? Again, I'm not even turning down a Star Wars role, and I hate everything that it's become.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff really bothers me. So like I said, as mean and vitriolic as I sound, there's a very definite line that I will not cross, and that is actually attacking the actors who are just doing their work. I will attack writers and directors, especially, because ultimately it comes down to the director to decide that's a passable script that they want to work on.
Yeah, how many actors have we seen that are phenomenal, but they get a certain director and it's like, that was shit, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even Natalie Portman in the original trilogy, like, she was wooden as fuck. She's an amazing actor, but you give her George Lucas. Love George Lucas. Not a great director. Not a great dialogue writer. But all love and respect to the man, obviously. He's had a huge impact on my life. But yeah, realistically, that's just how it works. Like,
are you saying sand gets everywhere is not a great line?
What are you hate talking sand. Hate it.
I hate it. Yeah, Peacemaker, great ending to wrap up this series. Can't wait. It's already been greenlit for a second, so
finally, because they had announced that. Like I said, I just saw like Halo is getting a second season. I'm like, the first season isn't even out. You've already approved a second? God damn. Meanwhile, Peacemaker is like crushing it with critics. And from what I understand, it's a lot of people watching it on HBO. And they finally announced it.
Yeah, Halo pulled an Avatar. They're like, we're just going to make all of these.
Right. We're going to make 9 sequels.
You know, the news that got me excited that you told me, excuse me, was BioShock on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait. I love the world of survival horror, man, especially when it's set in 20s with technology that shouldn't exist yet. Like, right. It's so awesome.
Which one's BioShock? Very cool.
The underwater.
Is that the one where the girl rides the dude's back?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, on the picture.
He looks like a deep sea diver from like the 40s.
Yeah,
and
he's got like a girl riding his back.
Yeah, the little sister.
Little sister. That's just in the picture. But yeah, I love that whole world. Oh man, yes. It's so creepy and like I said, the technology shouldn't exist yet, but it does. Love that.
And we've seen with Mandalorian what they've done with that with like a limited effects budget. And so they could really do a convincing underwater world that you know what I mean? If they do it right, it could look really good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It could be horrifying too, like those splicers and everything.
Yeah. So I hope that one does well, and then they just keep making those.
Could have some colorful speed bikes.
Dude, I gotta read you this.
Don't you dare! Don't you say that.
I gotta read you this little snippet of an Uncharted review I started to read, and I got through the first paragraph. I started laughing, because all right, so this reviewer on his name is Brian Kluger.
Is that out yet?
I think it comes out this week, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe next week. It says, with an A-list cast and a giant budget, Uncharted the film still couldn't get off its feet and instead landed inside a nonsensical, mildly fun arena that's void of any real character, thrills, or anything original. And I was like, oh, that perfectly describes the games. So they nailed it. They nailed Uncharted, from what I understand, because that is a perfectly accurate description of the games.
Dude, I had no idea it was in theaters. Like a couple days ago, somebody was saying they saw it. I'm like, what? It's out?
Oh, it's out?
I thought.
I just asked you if it was out.
Yeah.
You did. And I answered.
And Sean answered me, and you didn't say a word. You just sat there, dumbfounded.
I thought it was out. I'm not sure. I don't know. I thought.
We don't even know. That's hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Somebody Google it. Steve, Google it.
Okay. I'll Google it. Talk amongst
I don't
yourselves.
care. I don't think it looks good. I don't like. I can't watch Marky Mark movies. I don't buy him as an actor.
You didn't like the Martin Scorsese one, The Departed?
Which one's that?
Oh, I love The Departed.
I
don't mind Marky Mark. He's never bothered me.
But he wasn't like a main character in that.
What's the name of that movie? I already forgot.
Uncharted. Really?
Jesus
All right, I'm going to get coffee. You guys sort it out.
Mm-hmm. Is Uncharted in theaters? Yep, it's in theaters. I can buy you a ticket right now if you want.
No shit.
It's
I wonder if it came out tonight. Or you said somebody saw it at work though, so yeah, who knows? I don't know when it came out.
No, I didn't say. I was just reading something. Somebody said that they had saw it. So I don't know. No. I do. I mean, I do want to see it. I just don't think I want to go to the theater and see it. I'll wait for that shit. What else is coming out anytime? Oh, I heard Mortal Kombat got a sequel. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think they announced that a little while ago that they're doing a sequel.
I did not know.
So that's pretty cool.
That was. I was hoping that would get one because I did enjoy that one. It wasn't like my favorite, but I was hoping that one would get a sequel.
For a video game, as far as video game adaptations go, especially one as absurd as Mortal Kombat, I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. So, yeah, trying to think what else. If anything,
BioShock.
Exciting.
That's like my favorite game, pretty much.
So is Uncharted out?
Resident Evil or BioShock? It's a toss up between those two.
Uncharted out?
Yeah, it's out.
Yes.
Why don't you go see it? Tell me how it is.
No, I'm saving my movie theater experience for Batman.
The Batman. Yeah, I'll go see that.
Did you guys see the new Doctor Strange trailer?
Yes.
What'd you think?
I did not.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
Oh, but you can talk about it.
I heard that apparently Patrick Stewart's voice is in there, and I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Did you catch it?
I didn't know. I read that, and I had to go back and watch it again. I was like, oh, shit, it is. So then I looked that up, and I guess there's something called the New Avengers Illuminati, which everybody's thinking they're going that route. I guess it was by Brian Michael Bendis.
Okay.
In like 2006 or something. So I don't know I didn't look into it. I don't know anything about it, but I just saw people on the cover. It's like Iron Man, Black Bolt, what's Xavier, some other people.
Well, yeah, Patrick Stewart's getting a little long in the tooth. He's on Picard. He's great. I love him, but man, he looks like he's getting up there.
I think he might just be a bridge to the X-Men, introducing the X-Men. I would assume. Like,
what did you think of the trailer?
Yeah, I thought it looks good. I love Wanda. I like the Doctor Strange. You didn't really like the Doctor Strange movie that much, you know.
Oh, no, I just don't like Doctor Strange. Never have, never will.
Yeah.
Magic.
So this
and magic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all stupid.
I thought it looks great. Sam Raimi directed. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, it definitely looked like something I'll wait to see when it comes out on home video.
Oh, wow. You're not going to the theater to see that?
I didn't see the first one at the theater. I have no desire.
Oh,
There's
dude,
nothing there for
me. Come on. It don't look. Come on. You got to give it.
It's not about looking bad. Again, it's like the musical thing. There's just nothing there for me. It's not about being good or bad.
Dude, you saw fucking the Eternals and you won't go see that? Get the fuck out of here.
That was an exception.
He was here with us.
No.
Yes, I was there with my bros.
Then I'm coming down to Ohio so we can go see Dr.
Then I will go. I will absolutely go. But I'm not going to go. My kids aren't interested. Maggie's not in. I don't have anybody to talk about it with immediately after. I'm not spending 2 hours watching.
Why don't you see it for the podcast?
Because
because
I'm a fucking I'm an autistic introvert and I want to stay home.
No.
So,
Steve, pick that as your movie.
Yeah,
we talk about
the podcast. Strange. Come on, man.
I really don't. I would much rather you tell me everything that happens.
I'll do that. I don't mind. I don't mind doing that. I'll do that.
Yeah, I just don't care. It's like I said, it doesn't look bad. It's just there's nothing you can do with Doctor Strange to make me care about Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch is great. He does a fantastic job. I don't care about magic. I don't care about the character. I don't like wizards.
You like dark. You like Dark Doctor Strange, and he's in that.
No, that was fine. I never said I liked Dark.
You said that was one of the best What If episodes.
He ever said that.
He said that was the best What If episode.
Yeah, but that was a very low bar to clear. It was an incredibly low bar to clear.
How could you not go fucking see this movie? Come on, man.
There's nothing of interest.
We have a podcast where we talk about movies, and
hey, man.
the number one movie in the country. I could see if it was like Fast and the Furious, which Jason Momoa just signed on to for the next one. I don't know if you know that, but
really,
yeah. So, but yeah, like biggest movie everybody's talking about it. Sean's like, nah, I don't want to talk about it. It's like great job.
No, I'm happy to talk about it. I don't care. You could spoil the whole goddamn thing. I don't care. I am utterly indifferent to the character and the movie. Like I don't know what to tell you. I can't describe it any other way.
Hey, a wizard goes like this, and then a sorceress goes like this.
I can't wait to describe the magic fights to Sean.
Dude, and it might be great, but I'll catch it on Disney Plus, man. I will catch it on Disney Plus happily.
No, you won't.
And yeah, that's what I do. I didn't see Doctor Strange in the theater the first time either, and I don't regret it.
I'll pay for you.
So what are we talking about? Cobra Kai or the comic?
No, I haven't watched
any Cobra Kai.
I haven't watched Cobra Kai. We can't talk about that.
You didn't watch it?
No.
I almost finished this first season, but
that's what I wanted.
No, it's not good because I was like, there was nothing on, and I was like, well, let me just finish this. And then I got to episode 9 or 10, I don't know.
Really?
And I was just like, oh God, this is so bad.
You don't like it? Oh my God.
Now I really want to watch it.
So I've been begging you to watch it, stupid.
Dude, it's next week. We said we were watching it next week.
You can start it early. It's a TV series.
I thought we were doing them both.
No, I thought he said comics this week, and we were doing Cobra Kai next week. That's why I haven't watched it yet.
So go ahead and watch more.
I'll try.
Is season 2 out?
I don't think I'm going to make it to season 2, 3, and 4.
You don't find it. You don't like Johnny Lawrence's character?
I do like him, and I think he's actually pretty good in it.
He's hilarious.
I do not.
Such a funny show.
Hey, Ralph Macchio is painfully not a good actor.
He's well. It's not even for me his acting. I don't like his character on the show.
Well,
I fucking hate Daniel LaRusso.
I can't talk about it. We'll talk about it next
Is his mom still with him in the car?
No, but she hit that. She does show up. I've never seen a series get so many cameos and appearances from past cast members than this series. It's crazy, and it's got to make people who love the Karate Kid insanely happy. For me, it's just shocking. It's like, wow, they fucking got everybody. They cared enough to go track down every single actor with no matter what the part. And I got all my seasons confused now, so I don't want to spoil anything in case you go further, but some of the people they track down, you're just like, holy shit, that's the guy. Like,
wait a minute,
fucking nuts.
Season 2's out already?
There's 4 seasons.
There's like 4, dude.
Oh, yeah. I thought there was only 1. I didn't know that.
No, there's 4 seasons. I've watched them all multiple times.
Oh,
my whole family fucking loves it. It's a hilarious show.
It's
you can talk about it if you want. I don't really care.
Oh, dude,
I haven't been excited about this at all.
There's no reason. I wasn't either. It just sucked me in. All
right, then hold off. I'll watch it this week.
It's so funny. It's shockingly well written.
I kept going because then I wanted to know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then whatever episode I'm on, 9 or 10, and I'm just like, oh, God, this is so bad.
What happened? What happened in 9 or 10 that was so bad? I don't remember.
They actually get together and they're driving and.
Oh, I love that. You don't like that? That was great. That's all I want to see is those two come together.
And then something else happened and I'm just like, oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it's just like, that's dude,
normal TV.
Oh, well, he was eating dinner with him and it's just like, get over your fucking self.
It's very
just
sitcom-y.
ask the person what's going on.
Right. It's very sitcom-y. It's very 80s and very sitcom-y in that way. And what I love especially is Amanda LaRusso, Daniel's wife, because she is us. Because she's always like, you guys are fucking idiots. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I love about her character. She's always like, as much as I'd love to see you guys have a karate fight on my porch, maybe we could just all go have breakfast. Like,
yeah.
So like, as much as I'd love to see two grown men have a.
Did he get married in the movies? Did he get married in the movies?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's the show thing.
You just got to watch it.
Dude,
I'll stop talking about it. I'm sorry, Steve.
No, it's all right. I don't care.
It's so entertaining. It makes me so happy. Yeah, it's so funny.
It's something.
So you're not going to keep watching, Rob?
I'd like to finish the season, and I'm sure it's going to be a cliffhanger, and then I'll just probably... Because if it's anything like an 80s sitcom, it'll have a freaking cliffhanger, which I hate.
Oh, it's got a great cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It's got a fantastic cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That if you know remotely anything about the Karate Kid,
have to watch season 2.
And that's how it gets. That's how they get you.
Drag it out for another season.
I hate.
That's what I like about this show is they don't drag things out. There are very few wasted episodes. It's shocking. I hate. There's like.
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say there's like one episode I don't like, and I think it's in the second season where I'm just like, oh, it just drags. But almost every other episode, shit is happening. There's always something moving plots or characters forward, and I appreciate that.
I just can't. I don't want to say it because then I'll spoil it for Steve.
You can't buy into Karate Town because that's the whole thing. You got to buy into Karate Town.
No, I'll buy into that, but. The Daniel LaRusso character so far, I just don't buy it.
Man,
you don't buy it or you don't like it?
Everybody loved Daniel. He's a shitty character in this one.
I never liked, dude. If you go rewatch those movies, he's always been a fucking douche. I'm telling you.
They kind of give you a flashback perspective of Johnny's view of
Isn't that great?
Things that take place, and you're like, oh yeah, I kind of see that now.
Dude, and so let me tell you this. About a year before this show came out, maybe a little longer, I'm not sure, there was somebody put together a YouTube video, and I will send it to you guys. Please remind me when we finish this episode to send you this YouTube video. And again, this is probably, and I don't know if this helped inspire the series, but this YouTube video will make you laugh, and you'll see it from a different perspective. And there's a part of me that's just like, dude, did this inspire Cobra Kai? Is this why Cobra Kai exists? It's fucking hilarious.
You mean like
forget to share it.
You mean like Daniel didn't have to put the water hose in the bathroom stall?
Right. That kind of stuff. And yeah, exactly. His behavior and the different perspectives. And dude, it's funny. Everybody in my house hates Daniel LaRusso. And it's funny because he's portrayed, for the most part, they're kind of trying to portray him as like a good dude, but he's such an arrogant asshole narcissist that can't get past his own idea of what's going on that I fucking hate the dude. I fucking hate him.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Yes, exactly. It's just like Steve.
Like, how dare you talk about Daniel like that?
I'm so excited to get into karate or into Cobra Kai.
All right,
I want you to start it because here the real reason. Well, there's many reasons I want you to start.
I didn't know there were 4 seasons. Fuck all.
But 2, I feel like you could get easily sucked into this show. It's because there's not, the stakes are low, even though they're portrayed as high stakes in this particular fiction. In reality, it's, you're not dealing with like life and death situations for the most part. So it's, like I said, the stakes ultimately, they're not saving any towns or family. They're not going to war with guns. Nobody's threatening anybody's life. So the stakes are very low, so it's all about character investment, character progression, and then just how all these relationships interact. And what I do like is, as the series goes on, especially, is almost every character gets painted in shades of gray. Like everybody, like nobody's like good and bad. Like as the more you get into it, and that's enjoyable for me because it's one of the few elements that's actually realistic about the show.
I think Kristen wanted to watch this series with me, so
she might like. Dude, Maggie fucking loves it. She made me put it on today. Logan made me put it on today because he hasn't finished season 4 yet.
Maggie can binge watch though, can't she?
Oh yeah, she can.
Yeah. See, we watched. She has to get up and do something.
Oh, okay. Well, Maggie's always on like her phone or her computer. So, but it's that's another good thing about the show is it moves. It's very dialogue driven, so you can kind of half-ass watch it because it's not a lot of. it's not super cinematic or anything. There's not a bunch of subtle reactions.
We might be all right then, because she'll do the same thing. She'll sit there on her phone and half watch it, and then she'll sit there and twirl her hair and look at her phone, and then
Rob, you weren't laughing at any of Johnny's training when he's training those kids?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I was dying, dude. Like,
Rob said, "Oh,
dude, I get it.
Humor?
I wasn't a big Karate Kid.
I wasn't either. I've never been a Karate. That's my whole point. I mean, I never cared.
Okay.
I'm gonna hate this show because I think I was the only Karate Kid fan.
No, if you're a Karate Kid fan, you'll probably love it.
No, I was a Daniel LaRusso fan. I wasn't a Johnny
then you might
fan.
not love it. You probably hate it.
You may need to revisit those from an adult perspective. Revisit those movies, which is what we ended up doing too. We watched I watched all three. I think everybody watched the first one with me. And then I watched 2 and 3, which really did actually enhance the show as it goes on. Because I don't think I had ever even seen part 3 before.
I don't remember 2.
I
don't remember much.
I did watch the first episode for like a minute. He's like, there's a new kid moving in. He's like, oh, great, an immigrant or something like that.
Doesn't 2 take place like right after the tournament? Doesn't it start like right after?
It's like immediate.
There's a fight in the parking lot with his sensei.
Right.
That's all I remember.
That's like the best part of the movie. Yeah. It's the beginning, and then it's such a fucking slog after that. And they're all 3 very slow, but 2 and 3 are like.
And 3 is with the girl. Like Daniel LaRusso's not even in it, right?
No. You're thinking of the next Karate Kid.
Okay.
The first 3 are all Daniel LaRusso.
Really?
And the third one.
What the hell is the third one about?
The third one, and like I only saw it recently. It's basically a remake of the first movie. He comes back from Japan. There's a new guy. Cobra Kai is back. They get some other guy to kick his ass, basically. And it's so over the top ridiculous that it's actually fun to watch because and it's funny because then later on in Cobra Kai, the series, they touch on how ridiculous Karate Kid 3 is. And I love it. It's like this self-referential moment. And I'm like, okay, now that you've said that, that makes sense as to why the events of Karate Kid 3 occurred. So it's what they blame it on is hilarious. Like, it's very self-aware, which I appreciate that about it. It doesn't really.
Does the next Karate Kid exist in the same world as the first 3?
Yeah, because Pat Morita's in it. I've never seen it, but I know he's the sensei in it.
Okay.
So yeah. So who knows? Hilary Swank might even show the fuck up.
That's what I was going to ask. That was my next question.
Who fucking knows at this point?
All right, dude, I'll check it out.
It's so fun. Yeah, sure. Keep watching your Encanto.
I tried to watch that too. Yeah, after I turned off Karate Kid, I didn't make it very far in El Canto either.
Oh, dude, Encanto's great. You should watch it. Rob, I accidentally
kind of see what Keith is talking about, though.
No, don't listen to Keith. He's way
what did Keith say?
He's
way
what did he say?
all over it. No, I was like, dude, it's a kid. I haven't seen it. I was like,
no, he just started dissecting this movie from the get-go.
But he is right. It just starts off.
No, he's completely wrong.
What?
No, he's
so I guess I'm going to go out on a limb and vouch for Keith and say, so I've seen nothing about this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I know there's a line that people sing about Bruno. That's about my entire knowledge of this movie, but I'm going to vouch for Keith and say he's 100% correct in whatever he said.
You're talking about things that don't even matter. So,
no, I'm pretty sure they matter. No. If they matter to Keith, they probably matter.
Not
to
in the kids' movie. Not in the kids' movie.
It applies to kids' movies.
No.
It applies. Toy Story, Wall-E, all those are kids' movies.
He did watch it all the way through. I was impressed. I was like, oh, all right. That was pretty good.
Things we do for love. I'm sure that had something to do.
I didn't think because when he was talking about it at
the things we do
disc golf,
love,
and he was just shitting all over it. But he had watched like the first 5 minutes or something. He was talking about, and he was just shitting all over it. I was like, oh, okay, I'll have to check it out. This sounds good.
I want to hear Keith's commentary because I'm sure it's spot on.
Yeah. Usually, if you guys really dislike something, that's usually one of my favorite movies. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mora.
No, it's because I can enjoy fun things. I don't have to dissect. I don't have to look at every little thing. Like, what was he saying? He's like, why was they in the beginning, she's chased out of a country or something. Like there's a mob after these people, and they're chased out of the country. He's like, "Why are they chasing out of the country? What country is that from?" You know, I was like, "Who cares?" Shit. It's not about that. It's about her grief lighting a candle.
You say it like it's a bad thing, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being analytical of the things you watch and knowing when to shut that off. And Keith is actually I think of myself as being hyper analytical. He takes it to super hyper analytical. He couldn't even enjoy Godzilla versus Kong because of certain reasons, because of the writing. And I was like, dude, this is one of those movies where you just you got to not worry about the writing. They're just trying to get a giant lizard and a giant monkey to hit each other. Yeah. You got to shut your brain off for that. And he was like, can't do it. I can't fucking do it.
He's like Neil deGrasse Tyson watching a space movie.
Right. He can't even hit that level where it's like, okay, it's a kaiju fight. I don't need great writing at this point, right? That's not why I'm there.
Well, that's what I said. It was like fucking kids movie. I don't need stellar writing.
That matters. There's great kids movies. Again, Toy Story, WALL-E, The Incredibles, if that's considered a kids movie. Like there are great kids movies.
This had a lot of magic. The Iron Giant. I think it's a magic thing. It had a lot of magic in it. It might be you two and magic, I think.
It's because magic is like this easy writer backdoor to solve anything.
And it had great songs.
See, that's patently false. I know that's not
true. Rob, I went to Wake Up Brooklyn and I started singing Good Morning. I was like, good morning. And I put my hand over my mouth. I was like, no.
Why'd you stop yourself?
Yeah,
no.
why? You got to do it.
Because I can't.
No, she's at the age where...
Because of the grief that Rob said his children experienced every morning. It's like, I can't put my kids through this.
That's part of being a dad, though.
No. When they were little, they liked it. Now that they're older, they just don't like it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I start, I might not be able to stop. So I just stop myself.
But see how that song, it makes you feel good in the morning, though, didn't it, Steve? You felt happy until you thought.
I was just saying that to my kids. I was just like, it's morning time. So I was like, good morning. And then I was like, well,
good morning.
This has a musical tune behind it.
My mom used to sing that a little bit, not a lot.
Really?
And I didn't remember that until.
Well, no wonder why you hate shit.
Oh, you're repressing trauma.
Okay,
I've said that multiple times.
Nah, you've never said that.
No, I have said that my mom loving musicals has had an impact on me enjoying musicals. Dude, she used to sing Edelweiss like from start to finish. She loved that song. Yeah, like so.
Well, this explains a lot.
But dude, I've said this. I just don't go into specifics.
No.
Yeah, no. You said that, but you didn't
listen to the podcast. She loved musicals.
I listened.
Never went into detail.
Right.
Like,
details shouldn't matter at that point.
No, that's
singing in the rain.
That matters.
That plays a big role.
That is repressed trauma, son. Hey, did you like the intro to what's the Netflix?
Talking, no one listens.
What's the Netflix series with
my whole life?
If the Nazis had won the war? What was that series?
6 times. What's that?
What was the Netflix series if the Nazis had won the war? What was that called?
Oh, a Netflix series?
It's
like an Amazon series called The Man in the High Castle. 6 years old.
Oh, Amazon. That's what it was. That's the opening song. They have the Edelweiss song.
Did you watch that?
I haven't watched that, though.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I have not seen it.
It was really good.
I mean, it's no Encanto, but...
El Canto. Say it right.
This is not correct, sir.
El Canto.
Nobody likes my movies.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch that before I finish Karate Kid.
No, me and the kids, we watch
that.
We watch that shit all the time. It's good stuff. What else?
Yeah, you got it. So do you not do do you make your kids food and take a bite out of it and tell them it's the dad tax? Is that something you don't do either?
No.
Like you have to do certain things as a father.
No, they don't eat their food. So I wait for them to leave and then I go eat it all.
Oh, you don't make them a PB&J and then take a bite and then hand it to them?
I make them food and then they take one bite and then they go play. Like they can't finish a meal.
Are your children malnourished? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Then he gives them a box of crackers that they can eat.
No, I do not. I say you eat this or you get nothing.
They get prisoner meals. Okay.
And then they go to the closet while you're upstairs on a podcast.
Now, I don't know what they do while I'm at work
Exactly.
and they're home with Kristen. That's a different story.
Wait on the goddamn Oreos.
Cheez-Its, man. Man, I eat so much of their food. I was like, what? They can't go to waste? There's kids in Africa starving. That's what I was told growing up. They still say that?
Maybe.
So
It's like, there's kids in LA starving.
Did you remember we were talking about Murray from Flight of the Conchord?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see the there's something Taika Waititi's got out with Murray as the lead? I think it's on HBO Max.
Yeah, it's a new series. Something The Land.
Yeah, did you see the preview for it?
I saw it, but I didn't have the sound on.
Yeah, I thought that was funny because we were just talking about the guy that plays Murray. He's the lead in it.
Yeah, I like how you asked.
What is it? This is news to me. What show is this? What is it on?
I think it was before Peacemaker they showed it, didn't they?
Yeah, it's a new HBO series.
Yeah,
It's like
comes out March 3rd.
Yeah, it's like the Taika Waititi crew. I was like, oh,
it looks like they're a bunch of pirates, and Murray's like the lead character, and he looks like he's a flamboyant pirate or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention, but I saw Murray, and I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, well, as soon as I saw that guy's face, I was like, oh, this is going to be good.
And then I saw Taika with the guy. Guy.
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
Yes.
I got us close.
There you go. Taika
Waititi.
Yeah. I think that's right.
I like him.
Sounds good.
Better than
you didn't watch. You guys haven't watched the Dogs movie about the Native Americans with the
No, I have not seen that.
Taika Waititi.
I don't know what you're.
I know the Reservation Kids or whatever. Reservation Dogs.
Yeah,
something.
It was good.
Is it a movie or is it a show?
It's a show. It's a series.
Oh, okay.
Was it better than Cobra Kai?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, if you like member berries, Cobra Kai is great.
I told Maggie about this after I signed Cobra Kai. I was like, Rob is going to be so butthurt about my take on Singing in the Rain that there's no way he will enjoy Cobra Kai. So this,
dude,
I predicted this. I am not surprised.
I went past 4 episodes. I was like, it's not bad. I want to keep going. And then I don't know what happened. I just was like, by 9, I was like, oh my God, come on, man. It's just ridiculous.
Dude, are they 40-minute episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're kind of long,
about 40.
But dude, so this is not an assignment, but I highly recommend you watch until the finale of season 2. Just get that far. It's the end of season 2.
You already told us the ending of the season 2. You already told us what happened.
What did I say?
You said there's a big old high school brawl fight.
Yeah, but there's more to it than that. I did not spoil it. So you got to watch it. There's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that.
You really like this.
So
That's
fun.
good.
It's just fun. It is lightweight fun. It's just a fun show.
I'm not arguing with anything you're saying. I enjoy things. I just started ripping out my bathroom, and I don't have time for just fun.
Oh, but
what are you doing right now? This is just
watch
fun.
an episode at a time when you get a chance, man.
I tried. Let me get past. Maybe it's just this episode.
The fact that you've watched almost the full season, to me, I feel like you like the show. If you're watching more than I told you to watch, you must be enjoying it on some level, whether you want to admit it or not.
I have to say I am intrigued by where they were going, but then it's just like everything that happens is like, Jesus Christ, would somebody just call the person and tell them what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, Rob.
And it's like everything that happens with Johnny and him, it's like his wife says. It's like, fucking get over it.
Yeah, right. Your homework was only 4 episodes. You did.
And you sound invested. The fact that you're upset,
right?
The fact that you're upset is you're emotionally.
So I need to keep going. I just need to keep watching it. And
I feel like you're already enjoying it. I think you already like it. You just don't want to admit you like it.
I don't know if I'm enjoying it. I mean, yes, it is entertaining.
have you ever known me to watch something beyond the point that I had to if I didn't like it? Like, I will only watch.
Singing in the rain.
Again, I did that for you. I love you.
Hey, man, that's why I was gonna watch Cobra Kai.
And you did. You exceeded my expectations. I am
Steve
already.
and I went all these years without watching one episode.
This is how This is why.
That's how I did too. That's what I mean. I thought it was stupid. I was not a Karate Kid fan. I'm still not a Karate Kid fan.
I think it is still kind of stupid though.
It is, but again, it's stupid
all right. Well,
in the same way. In the same way that Harry Potter's stupid, that Lord of the Rings is stupid. You have to just accept this reality. If you can get past the notion that everybody in a modern day town would want to start learning karate, if you can accept that, then you can enjoy the show. Because there's so many other things you can nitpick, but it's one of those things like when somebody's telling a story well, when it's written well, and I don't mean necessarily that it's Oscar worthy. I just mean that it has me invested that I can overlook things like, where are the fucking parents in this show? Right? Like, you think about the injuries these kids get, and none of these parents are going to show up and be like, you know what? I don't think you're going to do karate anymore. Like, it's absurd, right? But that's not the reality of this show. The parents are not involved. You just have to accept it.
Well,
there are
that's
no
another
parents
thing.
in this show.
It's like, dude, if I got to see one more fucking storyline about bullying, I mean, like, Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, dude, that's used a lot. That's going to be throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, who does that anymore? Not at this level. This level.
And again, it's Karate Town. So I call it Karate Town because nobody ever escalates to a gun, and it's hilarious to me. I find that funny that they've kind of created this box.
The episode
created a box for the show.
When his cousin had those two characters come, and I'm like,
what you're talking about.
Motherfucker, he's gonna get shot. And then I'm like,
no, nobody has guns in karate. Again, in my version of Karate Town, there's no guns in Karate Town.
Yeah.
So nobody
all right there, guy. Mr. Critique everything. And then
first rule of Karate
this
Town.
One gets a pass on everything.
And let me explain why. It's about establishing.
This one gets a pass.
Hey, this is what happens with Sean. Like, if you don't like something, he'll keep beating you down until you like it.
It's not that I don't like it.
The next thing I know, I'm going to be like, Encanto fucking sucks.
Yeah,
we're like fucking
anyway,
so let him explain. I want to see where he's going.
No, because then you're gonna like it.
No, it's not even about. It's just about explaining my own personal mania when it comes to storytelling, and it's great because, like, as I've been writing, I've been doing a lot more. As I've been writing more and more in my novel, I've actually been doing more research, reading. Maggie got me the Neil Gaiman Masterclass, so I've been reading that.
Oh wow!
And he taught, and he said something, and I should actually just bring it up because it was fucking brilliant. And obviously, he's a fantastic writer. So,
do you ever read Sandman?
A little bit back in the 90s.
I started to. It was pretty good.
I think, of course, it's fucking Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, I got through like 4 or 5 issues. I think it's pretty good.
But he said something, and I'm going to pull it up on my computer here. That again, he was actually able to express much better than me. But it's something that applies to how I look at things. And I hope I can find it here without taking up too much time. It's about truth in fiction. He calls it, he talks about verisimilitude, which is creating something believable. And in this line here, it doesn't matter how outlandish the world of your story is, it should feel real to the reader. So that's what is my thing is the internal consistency,
like Harry Potter
story. Yes, and it lacks a lot of that.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is. I just don't care about magic ultimately. But like a lot of my issues with like the first 4 Harry Potter movies is there was no internal consistency. Why didn't they do this spell? Why didn't they do that spell? Why did they do this? Why did they like a lot of things just didn't make sense to the internal logic of the fiction. But if you can accept the box that you're in, if the writer has thought through what they're creating, and despite the fact that people are on brooms playing this sport or whatever, there's a logic to it, I can buy into it. And that's kind of what this is. Like, they've created the parameters for this show. I don't know that they've actually I don't know what the story Bible actually says, but I feel like they're like, nobody's going to escalate to guns, because they're not trying to be realistic with this show. Like, realism is not it's more about believability versus realism with Cobra Kai. And believability is fine with me. I don't need it to be realistic because it's enjoyable. So enjoyable trumps realism any day. But yeah, internal logic, internal consistency matters.
I mean, when I watch Harry Potter, it's enjoyable. I don't need realistic. It's enjoyable.
Again, you're not an analytical type, though. That's just not your thing.
But you said if it was enjoyable to you, and it was. So it was enjoyable to me.
Steve, you're gonna like Karate Kid. I think you will like
Cobra Kai.
I'm gonna watch it.
Or Cobra Kai.
I've been begging you to watch it.
I think you might.
Sounds really good.
It's a very fun show, and I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy. I'm just telling you how my brain works. If you enjoy Harry Potter, enjoy Harry Potter. But the way my brain works, I start looking at certain things, especially if certain things aren't enjoyable, or if something just stands out in my brain. Like the opening of Harry Potter to this day blows my mind. They show up at this Muggle town to get Harry, and they want to be in disguise. So what do? He goes dressed as a full-blown wizard and starts doing magic in the middle of the street. It's like, oh, immediately, internal logic sensors start going off. You just said you don't want anybody to see you. So you start performing magic in the street. It just makes no sense. Like, it makes no fucking sense.
The Muggles were asleep, son.
Every single person was asleep. Not a single person had stayed up past 9 that night.
Yeah, Dumbledore.
Dumbledore and I go to bed at 9, man. What are you talking about?
You go to bed.
But that's my thing, is like just certain things. Like watching Aquaman, when she gets out of the water and she lives in the water, she breathes water, but she's choking on water. Like no internal consistency. Like alarms just going off in my brain.
My favorite part of when we watched that, you're like, where the fuck did she get that flute? Did she just pull a flute out of her pussy? Right. I think that's what you said. I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Where did she get that flute?
Like she's wearing a skin tight suit.
Yeah,
there are no pockets.
That's what I'm saying though. Like that's like you and Keith see that shit. I'm just like going along for the ride, but you'll be like, she just pulled a flute out of her pussy.
Right.
Like there's something that
circle with American Pie.
Right. Like I don't try and analyze a movie that much. I
don't try to. That's just literally how I see things. That's what I mean. Like I go to have a good time. That's why I can enjoy RoboCop. It's called RoboCop. How absurd is that? But the logic of the world, I can accept it. I can appreciate it. Like it all makes sense. But like I said, when you start throw just these crazy, even in RoboCop, the fact that they have a gun in the boardroom is ridiculous, but it makes sense somehow in that movie. That they just have a loaded Desert Eagle in their fucking boardroom. It's like, why wouldn't they?
They probably got more than one. They probably got two.
Right. Like it just makes sense because of that corporate power and all that stuff. Like it in how they're portraying the Reagan era corporations. Yeah. It just makes sense because of the world they built and how they built it.
Yeah, I got
you. I'm just trying to show you how my brain works, and I know I always tend to come across as, this is bad, this is good, or whatever. But that's just how I see. I can't stop how I see things.
Yeah,
and I can absolutely I watch Kong versus Godzilla. I don't care how they get together. I'm there to see monkey punch lizard. You know what I mean? Like There's just certain things I can, I raise and lower my bar depending on what I'm watching, basically.
I'm just there to watch a kid fly around on a broom in a game that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. All right. So did you read Astonishing X-Men 1-6?
I did.
Oh, okay, good for you.
Wow.
Hey, I had a proposal. Tell me what you think. I think this might be a genius idea. You don't have to answer now. But what if going forward, Rob, because I love you so much, don't have to read the comics. You can Steve and I could read the comics, discuss the comics, and we can explain the comics to you. And that way you don't have to read them anymore. And then you can just ask questions. And it might work in a way too, where Rob might have questions that the listener would have since he hasn't read it. And because we explain things so poorly, now we can answer those questions because Rob can be an audience proxy and be like, wait a minute, what happened? You just, you know what I mean? So I'm just putting it out there. Think about it. You only have to watch shows and movies. I don't want to make the podcast another chore for you.
Then the true question will be answered. Does Rob enjoy reading comics, or not?
I think it's been answered. I think we know the answer to that.
No,
question.
I don't mind reading the comics. I enjoyed this.
Let's
last
think.
one.
You can look at it as more. You have the leeway to not read it.
I don't like doing the podcast.
You don't like hanging out with your bros?
I like talking to you guys. That's the only reason I do it.
Well, that's what this is. This is a hang.
Seems like
a hangout. It's a hangout we record.
Dude, this is what we used to do. Like when we all lived in Ohio, we'd go watch a movie and we'd fucking sit and talk for hours, dude. Like this, I love this shit. I fucking love it.
It's a scheduled break.
Well,
it's like a weekly.
Actually, I don't mind reading the comics. It's as long as they're not like making me blind.
Well, from now on, you just feel like you have the freedom to stop reading whenever you want. And
I've read them all, but I didn't finish one fucking comic. How many podcasts have we had?
I'm not making
and I got
any
halfway
accusations
through it, and I just couldn't see straight anymore.
I don't think I'm explaining myself well.
No, I know you are. I don't have to read them anymore.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I just want you to enjoy doing the podcast. That's what I want. I don't want you to be like,
I'm a cranky old man. It's done. No matter what you do,
crotchety old man.
You can't help me, man. It's gone.
I
done.
Can try.
I'm done. It's 2020. I went through the Trump presidency. Went through a fucking pandemic. It's over.
Well, until Trump
there's
wins.
no helping me. I appreciate it.
Until Trump's
You're never going to make me happy.
Well, I can still try, damn it.
You can. I appreciate it. I
didn't read today's comic till today.
It's funny that you say that after this comic, because I actually enjoyed reading this comic.
And that's what I mean though. Like, so like say I sign next week's comic and you're like, this is fucking terrible. I'm not going to read it anymore. And nobody can give me grief because I've got the golden ticket. I've got the key to the city.
Well, you got the golden ticket.
And then you could just critique it from what you've read.
But see,
be like, I stopped reading it.
I'm not a quitter.
Yeah, we know because you're still doing the podcast.
We know.
It's too much responsibility.
There's no responsibility.
Well, no, there's definitely none now. Now you don't have to read it.
I don't. I appreciate it.
But yeah, just keep that in the back of your head. All right. So
I think Rob actually likes reading them. He just won't say it.
I do. Some of them.
I think he likes reading some of them, but
it's like Cobra Kai. I like some of it. It's not like it was terrible. I enjoyed this comic more than I did Cobra Kai.
Rob would be like, if everyone was one issue.
I did enjoy like the first 1 through 6 episodes, and then it just kind of got redundant.
I'll say I thought it got better after that. Like
really?
once he started getting more students.
This episode I'm on. I don't know if it's the finale. I don't know if it's 9 or 10. How many episodes are there?
There's 10 in a season.
Okay, I'm either on 9 or 10.
Okay.
So maybe I just need to get past wherever I stopped. Because I tried starting it again last night, and I was just like, so then I went to Encanto, because Steve said Encanto is good.
Yeah.
And then and then I got to the first song, it ended, and I was like, oh God, fuck this. I just turned the TV off and went to bed.
You didn't even get to
I'm done.
You didn't get to the best part. You can't, the first song, you got to get past the first song. They haven't even talked about the story yet.
Well, the first song was like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, floors, drawers.
I think it's funny that,
and I had already read the comic. I was already done like days ago.
I literally forgot. I didn't read it till today because I was like, I have to do a podcast, and I have not read this comic book. So I was like, I should go do that.
You were sending me pictures. I was like, oh, he must be reading this today.
Yeah, I was going through it right then. I was like, shit, I got to read this shit.
Yeah.
What asshole fucking made me read a comic
I don't
this
wait to the last day, and then you're the
right.
And then you give me the option of not reading the comic.
Yeah, I'm just giving you the option. That's all I'm doing.
Crazy.
There's no judgment. It's just I want you to have a good. I want you to have a good time. That's all. I just want you to have a good time. It wasn't that I was putting off the comic. I didn't even think. No, it was beyond forgetting. It didn't even enter my mind to forget. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
do you even know?
I never even thought about it.
You probably didn't even know what day it was.
No, I do. I have to know what day it is because trash day. So I have to know what day it is. So somebody has to track those days.
Rob's like, yeah, it is a trash day when I have to do this podcast.
It is. I got trash.
Hey, this comic was like, it was all X-Men 3. Like,
all right, so let's explain.
Let me go get Astonishing. You introduce the comic.
All right, so we're doing the Astonishing X-Men 1 through 6 from I think it's like 2003, 2004, written by Joss Whedon and illustrated by John Cassaday, an amazing artist.
Right, dude. I thought this art was like fucking. I thought it was like computer generated. It was so clean.
Right.
That guy actually drew that.
Yeah, I mean, and artists they will use programs to draw, but it's not like it's assisted in any way.
Yeah,
it's more like a different. So there's a little side note here. There are some people that are like that don't appreciate people that use tablets or whatever to draw and use computer programs, but I guarantee if you don't know how to draw,
right,
you're not going to turn out anything close to that, no matter what your tools are. So the computer is just a new tool. It's a way to I think it just kind of speeds up the process.
Yeah.
But again, you still have to very much have the skill and the talent to do it.
I thought that what you just said, I was like, oh, they're using a computer, that's cheating, until I saw Todd McFarlane draw on a computer. I was like, holy fuck, dude, this guy's really good with this.
It's not cheating by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
It's just modern tools. It's just a new version of pens and paintbrushes is all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And again, to help make the artist's job easier. But again, if you can't draw, you ain't going to be drawing no Todd McFarlane shit.
Right. Exactly.
If you weren't doing it with a pen and paper, you ain't doing it with a computer.
No.
But yeah, a lot of artists use, and I don't even know which comics use it, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, there could be, but again, it doesn't. None of that even registers. Artists are just amazing. It blows my mind what artists can do. So I don't care how they do it. It's all amazing to me. But yeah, John Cassaday's art.
It's astonishing.
It is. It's absolutely astonishing.
Astonishing.
Pun intended.
Especially this comic.
But Steve, go ahead in your description.
Where's your ba-dum bum? That was perfect. You had it. You got to be quicker with the sound effects, man.
It's all the way over there. I got to reach my arm.
Yeah, go ahead with your description. Sorry.
No, you go ahead with your description. You were starting to describe the comic.
Why don't you let me describe?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let Rob describe.
No, I don't want to.
Okay. The whole premise of this 6 issues that we read was that someone had developed the cure for the mutant X gene or whatever. So it's just like X3, where they were trying. Some people were.
KO.
A lot of people want the cure, and a lot of people don't. So, and there's, I like how there was like a big line outside that Benetech laboratory where they developed the vaccine.
That was out of the movie when Rogue was in line too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. It was X3. I thought this whole thing, I was like, oh, they read this and then did X3. Only they did it poorly.
And what have we talked about?
Yeah,
when it comes to adapting stuff, so yeah, this did come out well before X-Men 3, so there's a very good chance that it was inspired by this series. But
I wish they would have had Joss Whedon direct it.
Right. So yeah, they probably did lift a lot of stuff from this series, and again, it's a terrible adaptation of this series. But they also were adapting like the whole Phoenix storyline too, the Dark Phoenix saga. So they were trying to kind of enmesh the storylines to terrible effect and to pointless effect. You could have done one or the other and had a good story either way. But yeah, so they have a cure. So I don't know what happened before this issue, but Xavier's gone. Yeah. They're like rebuilding the X-Men. The Academy has been rebuilt.
Well, Jean's gone too.
Jean's like dead.
Jean's dead.
Yeah, that's what
Xavier's
I'm saying.
Gone though. I don't think he's dead.
Well, I meant dead gone.
Yeah. So you have like this core X-Men team. You have Beast, Cyclops, Wolverine, Kitty Pryde,
Emma Frost,
which more of a not really not anybody from the X-Men animated series, which I think is what a lot of people think of when they think of the X-Men commonly.
I had no idea who that was. I thought it was Caitlin Snow Killer Frost from the DC world, and I was like, wait a minute.
Oh my God.
I'm reading.
You've
reading
seen Emma
Marvel.
Frost. You've seen her
Yes.
in the movies. You've seen her in the Days Future Past or something like that, wasn't it?
Oh, she was in that?
in Year One or
The
X-Men
other
First
one.
Class,
Yeah,
I think.
the one before that, right?
First Class, yeah.
With Kevin Bacon, that one.
Oh,
Right.
she was the diamond chick.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And
God.
she had a little bit of a cameo in the
Wolverine.
movie.
Yeah.
The Wolverine movie as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because in this one, she's, supposedly a good guy, but in that movie, she was a bad guy. Okay.
Well,
they allude
did
to
you
her
get to the
villainous
end?
past.
I don't remember.
Did you get to the end?
Yeah, well,
Kitty Pryde alludes to the fact that she is a villain or was a villain.
yeah.
And sounds like it looks like she is.
Again, we don't know. I didn't read
We don't
on.
know.
Did
We
you
don't
guys-
know who's
I know
she's
Sean
talking.
didn't read on. Did you read on, Rob?
No.
I really enjoyed this, man.
I did enjoy
fucking-
it. I didn't enjoy it enough to read on.
I love Joss Whedon, man. I hate that he's a fucking dickhead and an asshole, apparently. But I mean, God,
I don't even care. I don't think he's done anything bad enough, and I get roasted for this, but it just sounds like he's an asshole, and he got called out for it. And
Yeah.
and again, he was brought in to work on Justice League, dude. That would crack anybody. I don't care. You brought in to fucking fix a Zack Snyder movie, and that's what you're given is like months worth of Zack Snyder material, and you're like, make this a coherent movie. Like that's a stressful fucking job. That's like peace in the Middle East, dude. Like that's an impossible job. So I get it.
Yeah.
I vouch for the dude. I
Yeah.
feel for him.
Wow. Yeah, he's definitely a dickhead though, for sure. But I mean,
That's fine.
I love so much of his stuff, dude.
You still listen to Michael Jackson music?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not above that.
They're artists.
Yeah, I can separate the art from the artist.
I don't even do that. I know full well I'm listening to a pedophile. I don't separate it at all. I just like to fucking be. I'm not a good person. I mean, I'm not one of these people who's trying to prove how ethical and good I am. I'm not a good person. I don't care. Pedophilia is horrible and terrible, and I love Michael Jackson's music.
So like, do you listen to Bill Cosby's stand up?
I was never
like. I get it. It's just still hard. Like it's always in the back of my head. Like God, that shit was so funny, but at the same time, it's like, oh my God.
I loved Bill Cosby himself, and I remember when I was younger, I read up his book. I think it was called Fatherhood, and I love that stuff. But honestly, Bill Cosby's never been in heavy rotation in my life. I remember I rewatched himself. I don't know, maybe close to 20 years ago, and I enjoyed it, and I still think it's funny. But it's not something. It's one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, I don't really need to watch it. I don't love it enough to watch it again, so I don't care.
Right, but
I'm not going to stop listening to fucking Beat It. Fuck off.
No, I'm not either, man. But it's always in your head. Not so much like, I don't know.
Well, Michael Jackson wasn't convicted of anything, so we got that going for us.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby's definitely a multiple rapist. So that does weigh a little bit.
He's a hypocrite. I mean, he was
that's the worst part
like
for me.
Just listen to Eddie Murphy talk about him.
Right.
It's just like, damn, dude. Like, what happened to that fatherly figure thing?
Yes, is that hypocrisy of telling people not to swear as if that's the problem.
Right.
That's such a conservative Christian worldview. Is
right.
You say fuck too much.
Right.
Also, I need some Quaaludes
to rape these women. That's great, bud. Yeah. But saying fuck is horrible.
Yeah. Like you got to cut that out.
What the hell is the matter with you there, pal?
Right. That hypocrisy pisses me off.
We've talked about the lack of self-awareness from these people.
Oh, man.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think about that shit. It doesn't stop me from listening to it or reading it, but at the same time, it's still like, oh man, why do you have to be such a fucking dickhead?
Well, we all have our, like Sean said, we all ain't perfect, but damn.
Yeah.
There are spectrum. There is a level.
Yeah.
We do live in a society with morals. It doesn't have to be religious based. It could be a society with morals.
I think I'm more mad at that like I really wanted Firefly to come back and I wanted him to be behind the wheel, but now I think he's ousted himself.
Laura texted me and said that Firefly.
No, that's ain't it. That's We Got Discovered News.
Shit, that's one of Laura's fake news websites.
That's what I thought. That's what I was worried.
Trust me.
I didn't put any credence in it until it was verified, but I was like,
oh, speaking of Firefly, I started watching Resident Alien with Alan Tudyk, and that's another fun little show that I'm only like 1 or 2 episodes in, but I'll probably keep watching.
I've seen a couple episodes. I didn't get hooked.
I haven't watched it yet.
I like Alan Tudyk a lot.
Yeah.
And as I pointed out to Maggie the other day, I kind of have a thing I've realized about myself with fiction is I love characters who are put in situations where they have to behave a certain way that's like antithetical to how they would normally behave. So be it, a Terminator or RoboCop or Deadpool, or even in this show, Resident Alien, or Johnny Lawrence in Cobra Kai, who's like the opposite of modern political correctness. Those are the kind of protagonists I'm drawn to. So that element will hook me into your show, basically, is if you have a protagonist that just, he doesn't belong for some reason or other. Now, that doesn't always apply. Like, I never really cared about Monk. Like, that's never a show I got into. But because I'm not really into the OCD people. But yeah, it's just something I kind of noticed about what I enjoy. But anyway, back to Astonishing X-Men. So they have a scientist. They've discovered a cure for the mutant gene. You have the X-Men kind of reforming, like that classic core team, or mostly classic core team, I should say. You got some new suits. I thought that splash page where they all came out in their new suits, Wolverine and his Astonishing. I really like that take on his costume.
They made fun of the black leather too.
I love that too.
Yeah,
that's Joss Whedon's. He's always been a comic book guy, so to come out and be like, the black leather is kind of scared people, and they also kind of mocked the idea of superhero suits. But he's like, look, we're going to wear the uniform if we're going to do this job or whatever. And it was great because Joss Whedon, again, he's a nerd. He's a fucking nerd. He gets it. He's not trying to make it cool.
I like Beast's costume. It's like half a costume, but it's still got the X.
Right.
It's pretty sweet.
Whose costume?
Beast.
Oh, Beast.
Yeah.
So we get introduced to this villain. What's his name?
Ord of the Break World.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess he's new. Very powerful guy. But eventually he gets his just desserts via the fastball special. I don't know if you guys caught that, but when Wolverine says to Colossus, he's like, I'm thinking of two words. 2 words are fastball special. That is what
I didn't know what it was. I was like, what are the 2 words? I was like, Sean will know.
Yeah, because fastball special.
I remember
Colossus throws Wolverine at something.
Yeah, I remember when we were reading the Deadpool series we read earlier, and he threw him in that too. Somebody threw Wolverine in that.
Right.
And I was like, oh, so Wolverine just always getting tossed.
Yeah.
Because why not? He's invincible.
Yeah, but Wolverine also is little. He's not like a big, tall Hugh Jackman.
He's not as tall as like a Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's typically Colossus.
I'm not saying it's like throwing a little person. I just
don't get us canceled.
I said little person.
Oh, you know what's going to get us canceled? One of these things in this comic.
Somebody called somebody a fucking
retard. Yeah. I was like, this was the time. This was the time.
Early 2000s.
I was like, we can still say that.
I thought of you, Steve.
I'm sure you did. Yeah, like, see, man, this is one of the words, like, dude, I get it. I shouldn't be saying it, but it's one of the ones I'm having trouble letting go because it was in my vocabulary for so much. You guys called me a retard growing up, so it's just like, and then I'm doing it.
We didn't call you a retard. Damn. We called you weave.
Yeah, well, you called me many things that weren't
we called
flattering
you
in any way whatsoever.
Which was probably the name of the mental retardation school.
Right. Yes, and that is why I cry at night, thanks to you guys. Appreciate that.
Whatever, vigilante.
Yeah. So I was like, that was all shocking. The Colossus was he was being held, like everybody thought he was dead. But I guess he was being held in this bunker being experimented on. And there was a cool scene. Kitty Pryde ends up, I didn't know they dated at one point. I had no idea that.
But I didn't know his name was Rasputin.
Peter Rasputin. Right. I didn't know that either. See, that's why I love reading the X-Men and learning all these new things about him. But Kitty Pryde gets Colossus out, and I think there's like a scene with Nick Fury, and like everybody thought Colossus was dead, and Nick Fury, who was white in this one, we're back to white Nick Fury.
Well, that was how he was in that universe.
Yeah, I know, but everything we've read, has been black Nick, and everything I've seen in the MCU. But they're like he was supposed to be dead, and Kitty Pryde, wants him to be alive because she was in love with him. And Nick Fury's like, how do you know that's the real Colossus? Like, how do you know that's actually him? And there's this one scene. It says like Emma Frost, Beast, and Wolverine are all lined up, and they each have little bubbles, speech bubbles. And Emma's like, I read his mind. And then Beast is like, I matched his DNA. Wolverine's like, I smelled him. And then Beast was like, I also did that. It was just great. But they all knew that was the real Colossus, I thought that was just a great scene.
And they did the typical comic book explanation where they switched bodies. Yeah. That's whose ashes they had after he was cremated and stuff. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like,
always bringing them back.
Nothing is permanent in comic books. That's why I can't get too upset about this Punisher symbol change.
So I thought it was going to be Jean Grey, that body.
Yeah.
When
that's what I thought.
Until they show Colossus.
I still think they were
alluding to that.
Yeah, I think they did have her body or something. Okay. There's something going on with that, but you probably have to read further to find out.
Steve, what'd you find out?
I didn't read on. I'm sorry.
You're fired.
But dude, I just
fired from your own podcast.
This story it flowed. The dialogue was fantastic. It was sharp and witty, and it moved the story forward. The artwork, just some of the John Cassaday is amazing.
Dude, it's phenomenal.
It's very bright. It was refreshing.
So, and that's the color. I don't know who the colorist was, but the other thing I like to point out about the art is not only just does he have a really awesome style, is just the storytelling that goes along with drawing for the sequential arts. It's something that you don't really think about when you're reading a comic like this, because he does it so well, capturing which moments to draw and put into a panel. And that's the other element that I think, regardless of an artist's style, they can still excel at that. Just, telling a story well with the pictures. And
do you remember?
I appreciate it.
Do you remember the scene where Colossus gets out and Ord is giving his big villain speech?
Yes,
unaware that Colossus is behind him, about to punch it.
Everybody had that look.
Yeah,
they were like.
The X-Men all saw Colossus about to hit him, and the guy had no idea. But the face that each of the X-Men had was just great, especially Wolverine. Like his eyes were all big and everything. Right. Like, oh, you're about to get punched in the back.
And dude, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's another perfect example of that storytelling. Because it was like a movie. Like, you keep calling it a scene. And that applies. It feels like a movie scene.
Yeah.
Again, because you don't know what they're looking at.
Right. I saw that when I was reading the comic, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Right.
And then you keep going, and you're like, oh, that's great.
Well played. Yes. Very well played.
Yeah. I love Joss Whedon, man. God, fuck. I wish he wasn't blacklisted.
I hope he's not. I hope he can get past whatever.
I think he was doing fine until he came out with that article or that interview he did. I was like, oh, dude. I was like, you did not help your cause in any way, dude. It's like, just stay quiet.
Yeah, I love that article, though, because I like that he was like, he was low key shitting on people, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh,
he's like Gal Gadot's a moron. What am I supposed to do about that? And all I can think is like, he's probably just being honest. She probably is a fucking moron and doesn't comprehend his sense of humor. I run into that a lot. So, if I'm dry or sarcastic and people think I'm dead serious, it's happened so many times. I am an HR problem, so I get it because of my sense of humor. So I totally understand what he's saying in that regard. When it's like, I was just being sarcastic, or I was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you fucking retard.
But I get that, though. I totally get that if that's the case. And people are like, oh no, it's like, no, it is very possible that Gal Gadot is an idiot. It is very likely. Sorry. That to me is an incredibly believable storyline.
Hey, this Ord of the Break World. Why did he want that kid that with her nightmares come true? Like, why did he want that kid? Like,
I have no idea.
Okay, I was hoping somebody would
I think
know.
that was something that might be expanded upon later, and I think they're alluding to maybe Kitty Pryde is going to be like this harbinger of death or this bringer of death or whatever they were talking about. But I'm not. Again, I think that was one of those longer story arcs that they were setting up.
But he was. They found out that there was a mutant. They just don't know which one that pretty much destroyed Ord's world.
Right.
And they don't know which one. But I'm just like, why did he kidnap the girl? Like, what does she have to do with finding out which mutant was the one?
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
Again, I think that's a longer storyline.
So I need to keep reading then.
Stay
is what you're
tuned.
Saying?
Keep reading.
For the next
keep
episode.
Reading.
So this is a 4-star comic, easy for me. I haven't read a lot of X-Men, but this is. I think I only read like the first issue of this years ago. I have the first issue, and I remember I enjoyed the first issue, which is why I wanted to cover it on the show. I was like, I don't read a lot of X-Men. I remember enjoying that issue a lot. Let's do that, and I was very satisfied with this whole story. Everything about it hit all the right notes for me.
Yeah, same here. 4. I love Joss Whedon. I love the writing. And like we were talking about earlier, the art was clean, crisp, detailed. It's just like Sean's saying, it's like a movie, man. It's not even, you don't even realize you're reading a comic. It just flows so well. And I really enjoyed learning about the X-Men. So what do you think, Rob?
Thought it was good. 3.5.
3.5.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know if it was 4.
So that's
3.5.
a pretty highly recommended.
The story was great.
The
art was great. It flowed really quick. I could look at the whole page on my computer, or what do they call that thing? iPad, tablet. Yeah, I could read the whole thing without having to tap on each thing. It's great. Yeah. Anytime I can.
That's
do that,
whether or
like
not
it.
Rob would like a comic. It could be a shit comic, but as long as he can see it, he's like 4.
No, it's good. For being a beginning of a story, I was interested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It drew me in.
Yeah.
I liked how the whole comic was the concept of X3. I just wish they would have fucking
right.
There was
maybe adapted it correctly.
Well, right. I get why they wanted to throw out the alien horde. I kind of get where they're going with that. But having the kid like be the mutant that cures mutants was just, you know what I mean? I like having the doctor experimenting on people and then, not having a mutant kid that is a mutant. That cure mutants.
When I started reading this, I thought there was going to be one of those mutant kids that, when you got close, you'd take their power or whatever. But it wasn't. And Brett Ratner took the reins and totally drove it into the fucking, broke that horse's leg.
That Brett Ratner, he's a sexual predator. So we found that out. Yeah.
Oh.
So
yeah.
Didn't know that.
All right. So everybody enjoy. Oh, let me talk about this. I'm very excited about the recent announcement of we have a date on the new Beavis and Butt-Head movie. We have a title, Beavis and Butt-Head Do Outer Space. I forgot the title now. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Do the Universe. I think that's what it is. I think it's Beavis and Butt-Head Do the Universe. I don't know. Look it up.
That's on Paramount Plus.
It's going to be on Paramount Plus in July, followed by new episodes. The description of it, I got to look up the description now because it cracked me up.
It's a movie. Are they going to be looking at? Do they even have music videos anymore? Do they watch music videos?
Beavis and Butt-Head came back in 2011 and did a season, and since music videos aren't what they used to be, they watched. And again, this is 2011, so this is all fairly relevant. But instead of watching music videos and commenting, they would watch clips from MTV shows, including mostly like Jersey Shore, and it was fucking hilarious. So if it's more of that, I welcome it with open arms.
Is that
because
they still have shows on MTV? I don't know.
If MTV is still around, I would assume so.
Okay,
that is all just like reality shows. All right, Beavis and Butt-Head Do the Universe. Here is the blurb, the synopsis. In perhaps the dumbest space movie ever made, Beavis and Butt-Head are sentenced to space camp by a creative judge in 1998. Their obsession with a docking simulator, which is part of the copy there, leads to a trip on the space shuttle with predictably disastrous results. After going through a black hole, they reemerge in our time, where they look for love, misuse iPhones, and are hunted by the deep state.
I like how they worded that creative judge. That's
a creative judge sentenced them to space camp, and it's initially set in 98. So back when like the old series ended, I think it ended in like 97 or something. And I couldn't be happier. There's more episodes, and then I read, and I don't know if this is true because it was kind of like it was more of a rumor type thing. I didn't read it on any official trustworthy website, but somebody said that they're going to be remastering all the original episodes, probably without the music videos, unfortunately, just because of licensing. But they're going to be remastering every episode because all the collections I have they're called the Mike Judge collection, but there's tons of episodes missing for various reasons. A lot of them just because Mike Judge was like, these are not good episodes. And I'm like, I don't care. I want to see them all again. And I have bootleg copies on my PC. I have what's known as the King Turd collection that has every episode plus the music videos, which, dude, the music videos is literally 50% of it for me. Some of their music video commentary is hilarious.
When the music videos are gone, do they just cut that whole part of them watching it, or do they still have, oh, okay.
Yeah, it just plays like a regular show. But however, the 2011 season that you can get on Blu-ray or on streaming has all the snippets of the various MTV shows they watch, which is usually it's usually Jersey Shore or 16 and Pregnant. So you can imagine the commentary from these two idiots. It's so fucking funny. I recommend watching that season in particular, especially if you're not familiar with Beavis and Butt-Head. It's a good jumping on point.
There are people that are not familiar with that. That's shocking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
We're old. People don't know.
We're old, and also we forget that like how small our worlds actually were as teenagers, and how even though Beavis and Butt-Head might have been a huge part of our lives, and Howard Stern, most people are like, I don't know who that is, or like I've heard of that, but I've never watched it.
Yeah.
But it's just people of a certain age.
You just talked about episodes with music videos in them.
Yes. That's
how old we are.
People of a certain age. Yes.
I remember when MTV was born, and then I remember when it died. Even though it's still technically on, it's not music television.
It is not. But dude, my kids, they fucking love Beavis and Butt-Head. They laugh there. So that comedy holds up. Mike Judge is a comedic genius.
Mike Judge.
They also love King of the Hill.
I never watched King of the Hill much. I've good. Seen it, but not regularly.
Mason yells at me for not watching more King of the Hill because he used to go to bed watching it every night because he liked it so much. Back when we had TV.
Office Space was my favorite.
Yeah, Office Space, Idiocracy.
Reruns of Star Trek. What I used to watch.
How are Rob and I the same generation? I don't understand. We're both Gen X, man. Like somehow
used to stay up till 11 o'clock and then watch Star Trek with Dad.
But you're talking like 80s though, right? What'd you do in the 90s?
Yeah, it was the 80s.
Were you just out pounding ass? Like
90s, I graduated from high school, so I was out in the world, man.
I was too. Mid 90s.
What did you do in the 90s, Rob?
Yeah.
I moved down here in 95. Jesus. I only had 5 years. What did I do? I worked 3 jobs. I went to school, went to college.
You had no free time? Like you had
I used to play basketball at the park
extracurricular interests?
I was in good shape.
Did you just drink and play cards?
I used to drink a lot. I used to chase a lot of tail,
So you just were
90s, man. I drank a lot. That's for sure.
We're 5 years apart, but we had vastly different experiences. I worked 3 jobs as well, but I made time to watch Beavis and Butt-Head.
I did not watch much TV.
Yeah, that was probably smart, but I'm more antisocial than you.
Yeah.
I don't remember the 90s.
I wish I would have saved all my money from alcohol. and just
You
invest.
can start saving your money from cigarettes. Start now. Start today.
Yeah.
Think about that.
That's another reason he doesn't like the
I'm thinking
podcast.
about it. Once it's still over.
We always remind him of his
You
vices.
know, my kids are so concerned about you. They still ask me when or if you're going to quit smoking. What's up, Maggie?
I love a good roast session.
Watch out, Rob. Here comes Maggie.
She came down the hallway like this. She's doing this crazy walk with this
Tell
big
her
dumb smile on her face. Like, oh. She like being called big dumb smile. Come on over here.
I like roast session.
Keep saying,
What were the old you're so old jokes? You remember any of them?
no.
They were
You're so old. You remember when MTV had music videos? Is that one of them?
There was
Oh.
yeah. There were the fat jokes, the old jokes. We all had those. I don't remember a single one.
All right. So what else do we got this week? I remember to pick out a comic.
Have Maggie pick.
They want you to pick a comic, Maggie.
Oh, all right. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh,
Okay. She said Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
We're
not doing that this week.
Oh, come on, man! That sounds awesome.
It's on my list on my phone. I'm just.
Well, what's the matter with it?
I don't know. Nothing's the matter with it. It's just not in my wheelhouse at this moment.
We can watch the movie too.
It is good, and we can watch the movie. Yes. However, I've been on a big 80s, 90s James Cameron kick. So we're going to read an Alien comic book.
What?
Yeah.
Maggie, you want to take over as host of the show?
She can't hear you. You can plead with Maggie all you want. There's nothing you can do.
I agree.
So we're going to read Alien 1 through 6.
If you do Scott Pilgrim, I'll read it too and come on the podcast.
We'll do that next time.
Nope. This was the only time.
This is the only time?
Do it now.
You gonna do this to me? Oh, so Maggie has proposed that if I do Scott Pilgrim, the first volume?
Yeah, first volume.
First volume of Scott Pilgrim.
Wait, how many volumes are there?
I think like 5 or 7, maybe 7.
Not good for you.
Hey, Crowley.
Nice hair.
She's using it.
Yeah, if you do the first volume, I am willing to also read it. And I don't.
All right.
comics.
Well, that sounds exciting.
Me
What do you
neither.
guys think? Do you guys
That's
want
pretty-
Maggie to come on the podcast?
She hates
Sure.
comics, so that's pretty. That's a pretty good.
All right. So
Crowley.
We can get everybody reading comics.
we'll do Scott Pilgrim then. We're going to call an audible
You
because
pussy.
Maggie has thrown in. Oh, dude, to me. If you don't want her on the show, that's fine. I think it'd be cool.
I don't want to be on the show.
No.
I think it'd be great.
I just offered because I figured it'd save Rob from whatever hell you were.
You going to save Rob?
She just wants to shit on me. That's great.
You said you just want to shit on
I
him.
want her to come on the
that's
show
the whole
just
purpose.
to shit on everyone. I
That's
fucking.
all right. I'd rather read her comic than yours.
I too.
All right. I've been overruled.
What?
I've been overruled. So we'll do the first volume of Scott Pilgrim. I believe it's on
Nice.
Comixology.
I'd rather read that one too. Anyway,
Just send me your password.
that Alien comics sound boring as shit.
See, it shows me. I love how you guys. I'm always like, "Hey, let's read this," and you're like, "This was awesome," and I'm like, "Let's read this." You're like, "No, that sounds terrible." Like, based on what criteria do you think I would select something that's just terrible?
Everything you ever select is horrible.
Everything's bad
Until you
It's all
beat
bad
it,
now?
you beat my brain into submission every time until I like exactly what you like. This is how my life has been.
You have no evidence for your platform.
I want to
sir.
watch Encanto, and now I'm calling it
Hey.
Encanto.
We don't talk
El
about
Canto.
Bruno.
El Canto.
El Conto.
That's an actual
When do I get to that song everybody's talking about?
Which one?
The Bruno
He
song.
said which one? Rob just asked which. When do I get to that song in El Canto that everybody's talking about? And Steve said, "Which one? What do you think song it is?"
Real popular songs.
Okay, well, there's only one line I know, and it's like we don't
talk about.
we don't talk about Bruno
We
touching
don't
children
talk
or something
about
like that.
Bruno. The one Luisa sings is gaining traction right now.
Okay,
Who's
So,
Luisa?
She's the strong
character in El Canto.
She's the
She's the
strong
main character with no candle powers.
She's the strong giant female
Oh, okay. I saw her.
that can lift houses.
I saw her in the 20-minute opening song.
Mm. Can't wait.
All right, so Scott Pilgrim, Maggie.
Wait, I want to talk about Encanto more.
Why?
No,
we haven't seen it.
So what are we doing? We doing aliens or Pilgrim?
No, we're gonna do Scott Pilgrim because Maggie said she could come on the show.
Okay,
right, Maggie?
Just for that part.
All right, we have this recorded, so you can't deny this.
Yeah, I'll come on, but only for the comic.
Maggie's like, I do whatever the fuck I want.
Pretty much, yeah. All right, so we'll do the first volume of Scott Pilgrim.
This is monumental. Maggie said she would never read a comic, didn't she?
She's read one or two.
He got her to read one.
Oh.
When they did the other they did the real podcast.
This is a real podcast too.
Is it?
It is. It's very real. But yeah, so we'll do Scott Pilgrim, and then you guys need to watch Cobra Kai seasons 1 and 2.
All right. Whoa! Easy.
I was told the first 4 episodes.
So what are we talking about next week?
Next week is Cobra Kai.
All right, but we're not doing Pilgrim.
That's the week after.
I don't have to do Pilgrim yet.
Yeah, or at all. It's up to you.
Yeah. You got the golden ticket, right?
I'm flipping Sean off.
I try to be accommodating. I get the finger for
I hate you. You make me
I'm
do
just
this.
like, hey, man. I'm just trying to be a hippie about shit. And Rob's like, go fuck yourself.
Rob doesn't read the comic. We just replaced Rob with Maggie.
Oh, really?
See? Don't say that.
We don't talk about Bruno. No.
All right, so that's a good place to end. Dude, we're over 2 hours.
This sounds great. I've been wanting to read this comic for a long time.
And you can read it whenever you want because you're a grown man. No, you don't need my permission.
I want to save it for the podcast.
Did we read the Umbrella Academy?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm picturing Scott Pilgrim comic like that art style, but maybe I'm wrong.
Scott Pilgrim was more anime, manga inspired.
Well, wasn't the Umbrella Academy kind of like that? It was kind of weird.
It was very stylized, but I wouldn't compare it to anime. No.
Okay. Oh, this is anime?
It's manga, technically, I guess.
I don't know what the hell that is, but sure.
Manga just means Japanese comics. Anime just means Japanese cartoons. That's all those words mean. I don't know why we use specific words.
When are we going to read a manga?
Never.
When are we going to watch anime? Never.
Never.
And I'm okay with that, Sean.
That's like, I mean, I liked Akira. I've never read Akira, but I did watch the anime adaptation of it.
Oh, I take that back. I like some of the movies by I can't think of the director's name.
Hayao Miyazaki or whatever.
Yes,
Brett
the Howl's Moving Castle and what's the other one with the mask?
I haven't seen any of them. Spirited Away, I think it's called.
Spirited Away, that was good too.
I've never seen any of his stuff.
They're good.
All right, so yeah, let's wrap it up. I'm going to send you this video, so don't leave. Anything you guys want to say as we sign off?
Bye, everybody.
Sayonara.
Good one. That's Spanish, right?